background, obviously. So that way it makes things a little easier. Your mic's on, right?
I think so. Okay. Yes, my mic's on.
Yeah, you're good. Okay, cool. So, there you go. I think that's everything.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, what's the just go about Valve then? I'm okay with that.
Sure, just
Okay.
Valve.
Okay. Welcome back to the Darkest Hour. I'm your host, Eric Filler, aka Black Man. I'm here with my friend Ryan Gunyon.
What's up, buddy?
It's been a while.
It's been
a hot minute. And then we also have Valve here. Like he's one of my black conservative friends I've met over the years. So
Yes.
yeah, you might have to get closer to that mic, buddy, because I know it's been. There you go.
Better.
There
right
you go
on the lap.
Yeah.
All right.
So yes. So I guess there's a lot of things to talk about politically and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's things that I don't really touch on anymore, but we can on this podcast, obviously, when it comes to, like we said, the guns rights stuff. But we also talked about that before the podcast started, because I stopped it before.
Yes.
We was talking about the invasion of Ukraine, right? So I think now we can officially make it so that way everybody can hear your take on it.
Yeah.
Instead of just Ryan.
Right.
So I think I've seen some things you were talking about too. There is I've seen news articles, by the way, well, like because it's blatantly this out there. And I think they haven't took them down or something. So like they talk about like Nazis in Ukraine and stuff like that, right? And then it switches out. They don't really talk about it and stuff as much, which is like fine because like right, we got to because we're funding a proxy war, so we kind of like I get it because like they want them to win because of their territory. So they don't care how much money they give them. They give them a ton of money because they want to win it because of their territory. Because they have resources and stuff in that area that they really want. You know, they didn't overthrow Gaddafi because like he was a evil dictator. They overthrew him because he was going to make the Republic of Africa.
Yeah, he was going to actually go off the pretty much the
petrodollar.
The petrodollar.
Yeah.
And petrodollar is what is keeping the United States afloat because we're not backed by gold
Anymore.
Guess who's backed by gold? Russia's backed by gold, and their funds are doing fantastic.
Yeah. We tried to sanction them, and I think they still did okay.
It did okay. You know what? You can't sanction Russia. What the hell does Russia need from us?
I didn't think about that.
Russia don't need a damn thing.
They
from
don't?
anybody. No, they don't.
They manufacture everything.
Russia is resource
You don't know?
rich. The only thing they need to do is find someone that's willing to buy their product. Guess what? When Europe stopped buying their product, you know who bought it? China.
Oh shit, you're
China
right.
needs that resource. China's going to buy that resource. And guess what? Now with this new economic platform they're putting together called I'm trying to remember.
I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
Like it starts with a B. I don't know if
it starts with a B. Yeah, it's called. Yeah,
I can look it up.
yeah, you can look it up. And right now, everybody's like they're getting off the petrodollar. Once the petrodollar goes, the empire is done.
Oh shit! Well, that's us. We the empire. We're the
are
baddies.
the empire. Yes, we are.
Don't you think we should?
Are we the baddies?
We are. We are the baddies.
baddies. We are the baddies.
Yeah. So no,
And-
I get that too. So
Yeah.
like, it's weird because I mean, look, obviously I work in the military field. I work for a
Right.
DoD company and stuff like that. I managed to contract it to a place that you used to actually work for. In fact, Mr. Gunyon. and I work on the training software and everything like that for one of our jets, right? But even without all that being said, I don't see nothing wrong with training. That's what I mean with what I do and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't even see nothing wrong with us arming ourselves. I see something wrong with like us like starting wars and overthrowing like countries and stuff. But I would not take for granted that these companies heavily benefit from it.
Of course they do. I mean, think about it. With more war, more product is bought. More conflicts, the better things are for them. You know, I mean, we killed over 1 million people in damn Iraq, innocent women and children. And guess what? They made billions because they used the weapons to kill those innocent women and children.
Okay.
There's no honor in that. There's no honor in killing women and children. If you're going to kill the enemy, fine. Kill the enemy for whatever bullcrap war you're doing. But leave the women and the kids out of it. Once you do that, we have no honor. And guess what? And everything they say about us is true.
Oh shit! You can't say like how dare motherfucker.
Guess what?
Yeah.
Guess what? If somebody says, I'm like, for instance, somebody makes an accusation, says I'm a woman beater. Now, that is shameful and horrible thing to say, an accusation. But the instant I go out there and I start beating on a woman, guess what I am?
A woman beater.
A woman beater.
But we have proof. That's the case, right? I mean, like,
right, exactly. We have proved this situation. They
I
call us child murderers. They say we just take resources. We just fight for resources, try to control other people's politics. It's all proven. It's all true.
I get that too. Like, legit, they threw Assange in jail because and Chess like Manning as well, right? Because like,
Right.
So she leaked the documents, like she linked the stuff and everything, and then from there, gave it to him. He filtered through everything, released the stuff. It showed us doing war crimes, and they threw him in, and he's in jail.
There's a saying: when you are criminalized for telling the truth, your country is run by criminals.
Oh yeah, but we got a lot of propaganda going on, so I think we kind of okay with it. Look, it sucks. I see Ryan like looking around. I mean, you want to jump?
I'm just thinking. I don't know a lot about the some of the things you guys were talking about. Like I don't know too much about the Assange stuff, but I mean, I think it does make sense at some level. Like people are like spilling like military. My understanding that what I do know is that there were a lot of people who were like put in danger by his like the stuff he released.
Yeah, but who's telling you that?
I mean, that's just I could be wrong.
Yeah,
that's what I've heard. Is that not true? Like,
No. So the thing is, like, I kind of know about this because I've been following for a while. So when Assange did everything, when WikiLeaks got a hold of documents and stuff, the one things they would do is they would redact stuff like crazy. So redact names and stuff like that.
Okay.
So so when you redact names and stuff, that's the whole reason behind that. But the thing what our government said is like, oh, you're putting people in danger because that is classified information, right? So technically, I work for I work on classified stuff that requires a clearance, and I have to go into like a locked room or whatever. But if it was something that's very horrible, and I like Edward Snowden did, right? For example, he let our country know that we were getting spied on, and they were like, get him. You know what I mean? So not even like if it was like, but once again, they was like, well, people, you wasn't supposed to know that. You weren't supposed to know we were spying on everybody and have a conflict with the Fourth Amendment. So it's one of those things like, I mean, and then again, I've always tell people, you might have to look into it for yourself because there's plenty of times where there's been leakers in our government and stuff like that, right? Like this is one of the first times where he's actually a foreign guy. He's not actually an American citizen. But Snowden knows, and they want to throw him in jail. But like I think Julian Assange is like
a foreign guy.
He's a foreign guy, so they like just let's throw him in jail just because because like he's not American, but he violated our principles. So
which I don't understand because the argument that you put people in danger, you put people in danger who are committing crimes. If they weren't committing these crimes, what danger would they be in?
Wait, is that
like a question you ask?
No, that's a real question because guess what? You are endangering people. What are these people doing?
Well, okay, so here's another way that I could imagine this this conversation. Like Eric mentioned that like he works security stuff.
Right.
If he thought like let's even say like I'm still working at like a defense contractor or I used to. Like if I had security clearance there and we're working on some sort of like weapons program, right?
Right.
I mean weapons are designed to kill people. So what if I decide, well, this is horrible, this thing's a horrible thing, and like I release information about that, I'm still like probably going to be punished by the extent even if it's not like
but the thing is like
that's different than reporting war crimes.
I understand that. Yeah. Look, listen, I'm very pro reporting war crimes. Okay, I promise. I am all about holding the empire to account. Okay, but from the left. But,
that's what I'm saying. Like I think the way I look at it too, because I think I'm a little more like I would say like you said from the left and everything, right? I feel that like there's a lot of people, even our current administration and stuff is very pro war still. Like of course. I'm not a big fan of that. I've always been a fan of like what is the easiest way to do something? Like if you just end wars and pull out of countries and stuff like that, fine. That's what I really want. Like when Trump was planning on pulling out of Afghanistan, the same thing with Obama and like stuff like that. Like I was like, this is good. The only people who was upset about it was like the media in a sense, right?
Of course.
But yeah, I mean they all
they're owned whoever owns stocks in the war machine owns stocks in the media.
How do you tie that?
How do I tie that? Very simple.
Because I get that like the media probably the war I would say that DoD companies advertise on like stuff like CNN and stuff.
Think about it. How often do you see like an anti-war individual given some real time on the media?
No, not at all.
And how often do you see a guy from like say one of the military industrial complexes, like one of the companies, like say Raytheon, get on there and explain to us how what they're doing is good and given a full half hour.
A full half hour?
A full half hour just talking.
I don't watch mainstream media, so I don't really know.
Right. They're given a lot of time to talk, to say what great business they're doing, how awesome it is that they are supplying the weapons, and that this country they're supplying needs it, absolutely needs it. And if
We're
they
talking
don't,
about Ukraine right now.
we're talking about Ukraine.
We're talking about in general.
In general,
Well,
you can say
in general.
Okay.
Heck,
I mean,
heck, let's even go way back when. The very first Gulf War. If we don't give them the weapons, Saddam Hussein is going to continue to kill young babies and
under the bunkers or whatever.
babies. He's going to continue to young babies that are currently in incubators.
So if I can ask,
Faster.
like the anti-war, because honestly, like when I hear someone tell me like I'm anti-war, I'm like, I mean, cool. Like, isn't everybody? Like, nobody wants to be in a war.
Yeah,
but like what? So like what? Like when people tell me like the anti-war perspective about Ukraine, it seems like the people are like, oh, like the war needs to end as soon as possible. And it seems like a lot of the people who are saying this, like what they're really saying, and they kind of dodge this. Maybe you won't. Is that like, well, Ukraine just needs to like cut their losses and accept defeat. We need to stop. We need to stop supplying them so they can just lose. Because that's the quickest way to end the war.
It's not even so much about that, because if you focus on, because that's an after effect of what really caused things. Like I was talking earlier, before Putin invaded Ukraine, for months he was asking for negotiations for the United States to come to a peaceful solution. The administration denied him, and our media mocked him, called him weak, called him everything under the sun. Then when the man invades in February, everybody's like, oh my God, we're shocked. The man told you what he was going to do.
Yeah, I think he went on the news one last time, and he
gave like a blood and soil speech. He was talking about how like the ethnicities of people in Ukraine justified the invasion. Like, and,
but that's like the Russian speakers.
Wait, what do you mean? Yeah.
So I know that sounds the same, but like this is my thing right here, right? If we listen to like our president talk about like why we got to send weapons to Ukraine, and you listen to why Putin's invading Ukraine. Like the thing is, like I wouldn't try to listen to it. This is one thing I started doing a lot, by the way. Like I try to I watched Putin's speech. I mean, it was translated, you know what I mean, and it was in Russian. But I read the stuff. It's like me watching a dub of like watching some Naruto or whatever. Right? It was like so like I did that, so that way I was like I got an understanding of why he did it. Whether I agree with it or not, it's like I got an understanding of why he did it.
He's a blunt talking dude.
So he was blunt. What he really wants. He doesn't want Ukraine to join NATO, right? No. Because nobody wants. Because NATO was supposed to back. I think it was. It was only made because of the Soviet Union or whatever, and then it's supposed to be disbanded because of
one of
it was the Nations Alliance.
After the fall of the Soviet Union, so one of the agreements is that NATO would not expand.
Oh, we've been expanding like a motherfucker.
Oh, we've been expanding for decades, and too much to Russia's chagrin. Now you got a country, right? I mean, we did with plenty of countries on the border, but I guess at this time, this is the last straw. You're trying to bring Ukraine. Why are you constantly planning to place military bases on borders right next to me? Why do you need all these military bases? It looks like you're planning something. What are you planning?
Well, I guess like if the people in Ukraine want to join NATO, then they should have that right, shouldn't they?
No, here's the thing.
Yeah, I mean,
one of the agreements is, in order to keep the peace, is to not have them join.
Yeah.
And now, if they did not join NATO, would we be in this mess? Well,
they didn't join.
But attempt to get them to join.
And we also
which was a triggering.
But I think
the reason they can't join NATO is because it's disputed territory, which is a
territory. So we know they can't do that in the first place, but we keep chastising about it. Yeah,
right. We know that. We know that. Our government knows that. But if you say, "Hey, you keep throwing breadcrumbs at Ukraine, what's it going to look like?"
Yeah, so they keep saying, "Yeah, we'll probably let you into NATO," but I think it's not going to really happen.
Right.
And I mean, and the weird thing is like, okay, so like Russia doesn't like this at all, and they tell you, and so like even during the war, they was like, I think even racially, China said like, "Hey, we should do peace talks."
Everybody
they should come to the table and do peace talks. So yes, I mean the main thing people are talking about is called Donbass, right? That's where the Russian speaking people are at.
Yes.
So that's like the sliver of things they wanted them to give over. It's like, but at the same as that time, it's either you give that to Russia. That's what you're talking about losing ground and everything, or you just like make sure because there was a treaty, there was an agreement beforehand, but the Ukrainians at the time didn't care. They still was firing on that territory. Yeah, that's the reason for they was bombing them. That's the reason why Putin invaded. He didn't go completely, and I don't know if I'm wrong or not, right? But I don't think he completely overtook Ukraine completely. He only overtook those areas.
Only those areas he wanted to take. The reason why he kept pushing forward is because there was fighting, and he had to push them back. But here's the thing, and even if you don't believe that's Putin's reason, which is fair,
he's
a very blunt speaker. But he's a sly mofo. We got to be 100% of that. He's slick, far slicker.
He might go like, I'm a little more,
right.
Donbass a little bigger,
He's slicker than any leader we've had in the past 20 or more, past 30 years. He is slick.
Yeah.
All right. The man is slick. He's charismatic, extremely smart.
Yeah, he's a brilliant dude.
Highly confident.
Like a supervillain.
Like a supervillain. Yes. If only ours were just as good.
Yeah.
Now, I had to take that shot because people like that. I like we got our own here.
We had Trump. Like we
had Trump. But guess what?
Trump's way more of a supervillain than Biden.
Yeah, I mean, but like even
Biden actually did this, and I don't think many people absorbed it when he was doing like his war speech against Russia. Did you see the background of black and red? All thing was going back in my mind.
I saw so many zoomed in pictures of like him in the red background.
If you heard his speeches, this is the same man that put soldiers back in Somalia after Trump, the supervillain, pulled them out.
Yeah.
This is the same man who criticized Trump for putting people in cages. Immigrants in cages, despite the fact that when he was vice president, he built the cages. And guess what? Now that he's back in office, guess what? The cages aren't going anywhere. Why did he destroy what he created? This is also the same man who's put more black and brown people behind bars with the 1993 crime bill than the frickin' East Indian Company.
Now I'm totally with you. So hang on now.
Yeah. I mean, but
you're throwing out a lot of points.
But my thing is, I will say this right here: like, you got to look at it from a point of not like Trump's bad and Biden's good. You got to look at it like
I don't think Biden.
But that's what I'm saying. Though. But I'm saying like you got to look at it from the point of like there's a whole oligarchy, right? There's what George Carlin said. There's a big old club, and you ain't in it. We're not in that club. So I mean, like, so if you're gonna sit there and go like, we gotta prosecute like Trump for like what he's done and blah blah blah. I mean, legit, they just found some top secret class like documents in Biden's home or some shit like that.
But I
look at that as like, well, Biden's like, who gives a shit?
Nobody should give a shit. Every one of them has documents in their damn homes. There's not one of them you can go to. You can go all the way back to the 50s. You probably find documents.
Yeah.
You know why? Because presidents have the right to own them. You know why? Because presidents can just like Trump said, can declass. Then they have declassified documents. That is a standard. That is a law. That is something they can't do.
He just doesn't have to like. Isn't there a process for that?
I'm questioning you. You just can't wave a wand.
No. You can't. No. You can't just wave a wand. But this is not something that is new to Trump.
Yeah, sure. I'm saying, I guess I'm saying it. Some administrations have done it for like a long time.
We should hold them all to account.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Exactly.
You don't think for all of them. You think
Yes.
You think it's going to hurt my feelings?
No, it's not. Here's the thing: we got to clean up the problem, regardless of whatever face or whatever villain.
Yeah.
Whatever new villain comes around, just understand it's a villain factory.
Yeah, well, I agree.
Yeah, and
the new model.
That's capitalism, baby.
Don't be mad at the new model that comes out the factory. Look at the factory.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying, look, honestly, I mean, Barack Obama was very smooth talking, got a Nobel Peace Prize, and like expanded awards from 2 to 7.
Yeah, from 2 to 7. How you get
2 to 7 to 8?
They gave him Peace Prize because he even did anything.
He didn't do anything. Yes, Nobel Peace Prize, and then expanded awards and stuff.
Has there been anywhere that he brought peace?
I don't know. I mean, I know. I don't know. I haven't been in those countries, but obviously, Libya was doing fine before we erected and made an open air prison.
Oh yeah, that angers me so much. We always talk about slavery. We just created a whole country, turned a country into open market slaves. People are being sold. Men, women, and children are being sold
in Libya.
In Libya,
yeah.
You should look at the before and after Libya. Yeah.
I'm
interested.
Yeah, Libya was. Look, Gaddafi, you can think of him as bad guys you want. He did right by his people. The man did right. I do not agree with his methods. I don't agree with his politics.
Yeah.
But he did right by his people, and that is something to be respected.
Yeah.
And that is something that we as Americans should look towards ours.
Yeah. I mean, it's good that we have like a rotating head or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But in a sense, but then again, like it's like, but they still doing all the same exact shit.
Yeah.
I mean, they go to the same exact schools and so on and so forth for their thing.
It's the Hydra.
Yeah. It's the hell Hydra.
Head, same body.
It's
same purpose.
Yeah, so like, we could find instances or whatever, right? When it comes, but then again, like I think sometimes, like because I know you have a platform too, you might focus on some of the local policies and stuff like that, right? Like I legit, like granted, like I think I said off air things. It's not like I don't love trans rights. Like it's not like I don't like any of the bills sometimes pass or if they get like the state level or like stuff like that. But the thing is, this right here though. I would rather not be arguing about pronouns under a bridge because they've been slowly just draining our resources and taking our money from us. So I mean that would be the thing that sucks because a lot of people are 1 or 2 steps removed from being homeless.
So.
Yes.
I guess when it comes to like the trans issues and stuff being so forefront in American politics right now, it seems to me like the reason that's happened is because of like the Republican culture war, and not just the culture war, but the culture war being waged through like legislative means.
Yes, I'm saying
So the reason it's happened is that it's a distraction. Whether it's used by Democrats,
Well, it's Republican. Well, I mean, it is.
Well, the
it
Republicans
is,
like actually legit say,
Wait, can I finish?
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
I'm going to be pretty quiet about the foreign policy stuff. I need to educate myself more on a lot of stuff. I'm curious.
That's fair.
Like in terms of the trans stuff, like you can say the Democrats are doing as well, and yes, of course they use like the publicity of like fighting for trans issues, but the Republicans are the ones actively legislating against trans people's existences. Right?
That's true.
So that's where that starts.
Right.
That's where the cart stops.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. But like even then, right? Like there's sometimes it depends on how far that's going to go, right? Does it go to the Supreme Court or whatever because they're going to fight it or something like that? So there's one recently where I think that you cannot have I think it's probably, I don't know if it's in Florida or somewhere they did it recently, where they made it so you cannot transition until you turn 18, right? So some parents might like. I mean, it's weird.
I think
like
it's bad. By the way, I think that's a bad law.
Well, yeah. So so that could be a bad law and everything because like legit. Now, here's the weird thing. Before this law even passed, before I even fucking knew about it, I wanted to go by the same rules my parents did with me. They said you cannot get tattoos. And you could not get dreads until you turn 18.
That's true.
So when I was an adult is when I was able to do what I wanted to do. So I get it. So like, I mean, like it sucks that like, like this, the parents can't have their kids like properly transition and everything like that from the age like 16 to 17 or whatever. I'd be even younger than that and put on like hormone blockers and stuff.
Yeah.
But my thing is this right here. I mean, like, yeah, it sucks, but then at the state level, reverse that stuff because it wasn't even a thing. It wasn't even a thing we even thought about.
Yeah, until the Republicans started trying to push.
Yeah, but it's the thing they could push anything because like a bipartisan. So this bipartisanship and everything. Like when you see them like both form together,
war.
For war. I mean, or bail out banks or whatever.
Pretty much to fuck us.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Anytime they're against each other, it's a culture war. It's a culture war to get you and me all riled up that we look in the other direction.
Well, culture wars have like material consequences, though.
Yeah, they do.
And I get that.
They
like,
do.
Whether or not it's like a quote unquote distraction, which I think it is a distraction because the Republicans don't have a platform.
Yeah, they don't have to do that. Yeah,
that's why they do it.
They're saying,
and it makes it easier for the Democrats to do less.
It does.
Of course.
It does. Look, I'm going to tell you. Yeah, it does have consequences, but you got to prioritize your consequences. Here's the thing. Should you and I really fight over who takes a piss in the goddamn bathroom while we got homeless people staying on the bridges, while we're sending money to the most corrupt country in all of Europe?
But you should
billions of
dollars. You should be looking to your right when you say this. We shouldn't have to fight over who has to use the bathroom. People should be allowed to go to Target and use the bathroom. We shouldn't have legislation.
We
shouldn't have legislation. But
the
problem is that the legislation is coming from the Republicans who are trying to stop people from. Here's the thing: when you stop people from going to the bathroom in Target.
Let
me talk about the bathroom thing, and then I'll be quiet for a while. Like the thing about like not letting people go to the bathroom at Target, right? It might sound kind of silly, but what you're doing is you're telling trans people you are not welcome in public because everybody shits, everybody pisses, everyone has to use the bathroom, and so if you can't go into the bathroom without like risking like a huge altercation because of some law, then you are being practically banned from Target, being practically banned from public.
Yeah. So my way
not really from public. Okay, look. And this is what I'm going to say because I'm just going to use some old school common sense, and this is how I view it. A penis has no place in a woman's bathroom. A penis has no place in a woman's prison.
Who's checking?
Who's checking? Yeah. So, like, but my thing is like, I said like a public bathroom, right? So so you cannot check some. So
you can't check it, but whether or not you could check it or not, should it be there? That's the argument.
Well, yeah. So my thing is this, right? So my things. So there's two ways to resolve this, right? So one thing, I went to a place yesterday, and what they did is they turned the ladies' bathroom into a unisex bathroom. It's like you can just male or female, right? I mean, and there's been plenty of times. I came from the Highland Games and I had the worst case of the bubba guts, and I said I identify as a female. If I went to the ladies' bathroom and blew that motherfucker up.
Oh yeah, I feel you on that.
So I mean, so another thing is like, I would never do that in the past. I felt uncomfortable going to the ladies' bathroom, and 2 days was like,
And you know
but it's not a big fucking deal. Like nobody cares where you
Toilets are
piss.
unisex.
And guess what?
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
And guess what? I have no issues with unisex bathrooms. You know why? Because when you go to unisex bathroom, if you're a woman, you go in there. Guess what? You cannot be shocked. You see, surprise! It's there.
Nobody can.
It's there.
Yeah. Trust me. Like my Republican friend, like I told him I had to use some ladies' bathroom. He's like, I was like, don't worry, no kids were in there. Everybody was safe.
Right.
It was just one. It was just like I locked the door behind me.
Right.
It was just me.
Right. I got no problem. You said surprise because there's no surprise. But if you're a woman, you go in a woman's bathroom, you expect some level of privacy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We always talk. We always go on about because we had like a thing passed where women were saying this men is we're like believe all women.
It was always believe women. It was never actually believe all women. To be clear.
I believe women. Okay.
Yeah, it was always believe women.
There's no believe all women. Okay.
No, believe all women was kind of a psyop.
Okay. That was a nice psyop. Mission successful.
Mission successful. Not believe all women. Believe women.
Yeah.
Which would be.
But listen to victims, hear their stories.
Right.
Like,
Right. There's victims, okay, and we empower women in that.
Yeah.
Sure.
And this one, we're kind of depowering. Like, bitch, you got to deal with that dick in that bathroom. Fuck.
Well,
Don't say it like that. I get what you're saying.
Aren't women probably like more likely to support on average I would imagine like liberal policies in terms of trans people using
it doesn't matter whether they say what should they have
isn't that exactly whether or not they're okay with it?
Does that mean that they should have a penis bag? What woman do you think in this day and age now? Like I said, we have a culture where women are empowered to report whenever a man could just show his penis in public. Boom. That's it. But if you go to
what we doing? Showing up in the public?
You can just flash a crowd and be like,
can I go flash anybody in the public?
But guess what? As ridiculous as it sounds, that's a problem.
Yes.
Because look at the comedian.
That is a problem.
That is a problem.
Yes, look at
right.
We lose our freedoms to flash people.
Right. And look at a comedian because I want to use a specific case.
Yeah.
There's a specific comedian that he did. I can't remember his name right now.
Louis?
Bald head.
Louis
C.K. Louis C.K. Dude was in his office. The woman came in, she saw him, and boom, we made a big deal about that. This is his office. This one walking, she came and she saw that. Now, here's the thing: Louis should not have been fucking doing that.
You shouldn't have made a big deal out of that.
This is what I'm saying.
I think
it was a piece of power.
He's fine. He's touring and doing sold out tours, so he didn't get canceled or anything.
So let me get this straight. We can make a big deal about Louis. Woman walking to Louis' office seems to be his dick in his head. We can make a big deal. But all of a sudden, we want to de-arm women when there's a surprise dick in a women's bathroom. Bro, where's your logic?
Look, okay, well, first, I'm going
to let you guys talk about this shit because I'm confused.
Let me respond to all this shit. All right. So first of all, in terms of like a penis being in a woman's bathroom, like having that be legal doesn't mean it's like legal to rape people, right?
No.
First of all, still laws.
Let's put that on the back burner. No, but to the other.
Even exposure shit like that. Yeah.
Nobody ever said that would lead to legality of women raping.
Well, the implication is that we're arming them.
Well,
we're not giving them permission to push people with penises out of their restroom. But like if they're assaulting them, then we are, right. If you're you're not allowed to be in a women's bathroom and assault someone, even if you're a woman. You're not allowed to assault young boys in the men's bathroom, right?
But
people still do. People still do that.
People still do that.
But a trans identity, I don't even think there's like any cases in America of a trans person going into a bathroom and harassing a child or a person or even.
Yeah,
I don't think this exists. I think this is all fear mongering.
I think you may want to research that
because I wouldn't
love to. It'd be horrible to see, but
I don't think I'm just
it might be like one or two cases.
But those cases get blown out of proportion heavily.
They get blown proportion, but then at the same time, that's one or too many. If there's any way we
but you can say about some people in bathrooms too. It's one or two. It's probably like way more, and it's too many.
I'm a percentage kind of guy. I don't want nobody to be doing things in bathrooms they shouldn't be doing.
Right.
But I run the numbers like legit. So I've ran the stories where like I posted them online.
Right.
There was a trans man. They went into there's two different stories. A trans man said, I'm going to start using the men's locker room. And said that the men didn't even give a shit. They didn't even care.
Men don't give a shit. No.
Yeah, they don't really care. So like
you got a penis.
But the thing is so what they would do is But even when when I used to go to the Y and I was in the locker room,
right. Of
course there's the old motherfucking dudes and everything walk around with their dick flopping around, and then there was like me when I get done with a shower, I'll say have my towel on and then I'll put like on my my underwear and stuff because I'm worried about even young kids. Right. Even sometimes a dad will walk because he don't have nobody to watch his daughter or whatever. His daughter will walk in too, and I'm still worried about that as well.
Right.
So I still take precautions because granted, there's some old dude that just got done doing an Olympic dive or whatever, that's shaving his nuts at the end, which pisses me the fuck off because he's right beside me, but everybody has a right to the bathroom. So but there's that case right there. out to the locker room. There was that case, and then there was a case where like a person came in and like they definitely was like trans because they they could see like surgery scars and stuff like that. And they asked for all the private documentation, and they're like, "Well, no, you cannot use this locker room anymore."
Right.
That's kind of fucked up. It was a trans man.
Right. Yeah.
So like it was trans. Like, but the people intervene and go like, "We don't want you to use the designated locker room for you," which is like it's kind of fucking dumb because like if that person was like identified as a man and nobody's not really bothered, I think the staff got bothered. Somebody got bothered by it, right?
Yeah, right.
It's not when like. We look at when the cops shoot somebody, but not who fucking called the cops, right? So that's what it is. Like, who reported those people, right, in the first place? So that's what I kind of look at. They very much look like men.
Yeah.
You would, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They came into the men's bathroom or locker room with me. I would never know.
Yeah, you wouldn't. And to that point, like if he walked into the women's locker room, he's probably gonna face like a pretty weird environment, like with a lot of people looking at him very strangely.
He will.
And also on the other side, for trans women, it's actually like more dangerous to be in the men's bathroom, right? Because they're probably way more likely to be sexually assaulted there.
And that's
the same with the prisons thing, which is a whole different can of worms.
the whole
I don't want to
prison-
dive into, but that's crazy.
Yeah, but the prison thing, there's legit. There was cases of like
where female prisoners were raped by transgendered prisoners and they were impregnated.
Prisoners, or is it one person?
More than one person, bro. It's
I don't
so, but I won't say
I don't
raped,
think
but I won't say they got
No,
raped.
wait,
No,
did
that
they
was
have
but
sex?
that one actually
no, not all of them were raped. Some
of them was consensual sex.
Oh, a lot of them.
Okay.
A lot of them was consensual sex.
Rape is what I'm concerned about, but
no.
like rape is not taken seriously in prisons already, so that's
No,
kind of
it's not.
A lot of
It's not. But then at the same time, here's the thing. Just because rape is
which is rape culture, by the way.
Yes. Just because if a dude rapes another dude in prison, that's not taken seriously. Don't mean that we should not take seriously.
But the thing is, like,
that should mean
we should take that seriously.
Yeah, but
we should take both
exactly.
seriously.
And we take
That's what I'm
both
saying.
seriously.
Yeah.
Right, but and the reality is that we don't. Those guys that get made fun of, the prison guards, nothing's done for them.
Yeah, SpongeBob has a joke about dropping the soap.
But because we as a society have become desensitized to that, does not mean that it's okay to say, okay, we got these trans dudes, they're raping these women.
Well, hang on, they're not. Trans women are not raping these women.
How about
let's
these?
to be clear,
no, not surgically trans. That's the problem.
Not necessarily,
being called trans.
they're not full transition.
The bar is so low to be called trans, and that's another issue. That's one of the primary issues, that the bar is so low. Any one of us, full-grown beards, muscular. No, if we identify as. We will be accommodated as such.
But to some degree, it depends on the context. A lot of context.
Yeah, I mean, actually, if I know if I'm going to prison tomorrow, if I could identify as a woman to make life a little easier for me,
life would be easier.
And start a family in prison with consensual sex, motherfucker, I'll be doing a lot better.
Right.
Also, women rape other women in prison too. Which is, and so it's just as bad, in my opinion. It's just as bad.
No.
It's just as bad if a trans woman rapes a cis woman as it is for a cis woman to rape a cis woman.
Yeah. But the thing is, like,
both awful.
It's very awful, and it's very awful. But at the same time, let us not kind of sideways use it as an excuse to put. I always get. I'm trying not to use trans men, but those who are transitioning from one gender to another. In that spot, because it's
somebody's completely transitioned.
Taking a man that ain't probably been in the men's prison and had sex for a while and put him in there amongst women, you're gonna have some problems.
You're
gonna have some problems. A lot of them are gonna be consensual. A lot of them won't.
Well, I don't think. I mean, like, but you can get enough consensual sex. I mean,
no.
I mean, you're locked in a prison with no dinglings, motherfucker. You want one of them.
Here's the thing: a sexual predator in a male prison is going to think the same way she's in a prison in a female prison.
Yeah, but even then, like, the thing is, but people don't think about like, men are more victims of rape too. The problem is because there's a lot of men's ripping men, right? So we don't take that into account.
No, we don't.
Yeah, and if it's a trans woman in a man's prison, she's just she's gonna have the worst experience you can imagine.
Which is what I believe, that if you're transitioning, you should be put in protective custody. Problem is, you're going to also be put in protective custody with the creeps. So I mean, what do we do? I mean, we have to do something because they do exist.
So I think the bigger problem to address, which is maybe harder to address, and it's hard. Like when it comes to trans people in the prisons, I know it's complicated. Like I think maybe if you like just got arrested and you're like, oh, I'm transitioning now, and you've like never expressed any, like you've never been diagnosed genders for, you've never express yourself as a woman, and suddenly you're doing it right now when you're being arrested. Like, I don't think we need to take that seriously.
Yeah, I get what you're saying with that right there. Like,
we shouldn't.
But in terms of someone who's been like on hormones for a long time, I think this is it's a harder conversation.
Oh yeah. I think it should always be presumed if someone just says again that they're playing games. But like if they go in and they're starting off with hormones and everything, it's not a good idea to put a man in tits in there with other dudes.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not a good idea. Yeah. So don't do that. Put them in some form of protection.
But even then, it's kind of
if you're transitioning.
But it's what you identify as,
I think
right?
gender. Yeah, I'm using the term in terms of like gender identity.
Yeah.
I'm using the terms just in terms of sex.
Okay, well,
so he's saying gender, you're saying gender identity.
You can maybe say female and male then, because that's sex.
Well, here's the thing. All gender really is a description of sex.
No, it's absolutely not.
No, yes, it is.
No, it's a series of like patterns and expressions that often align with sex, like hairstyle, voice, the way that you like what clothes you wear, like whether you wear makeup and stuff. Like a lot of these things are gendered. Yeah, they're not biologically rooted. Like how long your hair is isn't like a biological fact, right?
It's a language thing.
I don't think so.
Growing up, I was taught that's a language thing. It's a language thing. You refer to the sex as he, she, him, or whatever have you. That's how you refer to them because you don't say man, woman.
But like, why do we have to tie pronouns to someone's chromosomes?
I get that. We just use it because it's just how we describe things for all the time now.
Yeah, but we don't have to. We can do better, right?
Like I said, like I've told you, like we discussed earlier, terms change. When they change, they change for the sake of politics.
I mean, I agree with that, but that's not necessarily like a bad thing.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I in most cases, no, but when it causes a certain amount of confusion, like for instance, we're talking about the transition thing. How do we do this? How do we refer to them as? You will refer to me as what I say, not as what I can prove.
Well, okay, but if you give me like a nickname or something, I'm going to refer to you as your nickname, not like your. I'm not going to look at your birth certificate and tell you, no, you're actually like this name. Like that'd be really weird of me, right?
Well, here's the thing.
Well, you can still call me like I guess Starbucks.
What's the scientific method of my name? What's the scientific method of my sex? These are two different things.
And gender is a third different thing.
One is a social thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, gender.
The other is a scientific. Gender is not scientific. All gender really is a description of what is scientific.
Yeah, I mean,
your gender. It's
a scientific measurement of traits and characteristics that are not like not necessarily related to
which is fine.
Sex, right?
So I will say this right here, right? Because I seem like I get where both sides are coming from.
Right.
So like. I will say this right here. There's no like, dogs or like anything like that actually saying like I identify as like a, this gender or that gender.
Right. If they could, they might.
If they could, they might, right? Because they were smart enough. But I guess if a dog,
you know what, that'll be interesting.
Yeah,
You know what? I think that's something that should actually be researched in.
Yeah.
But then animals could be funny because we oftentimes try to personify animals.
Yeah.
And whatever we see in us, we would try to. We just.
Well, yeah. So there are like gay lions and shit like that, right?
Oh, no,
yeah. So I'm saying like, but the lion's not like he's not saying I'm bisexual.
No, he's like
he doesn't identify. Yeah, I mean, but they probably out there as well. But they don't care. They like what they like.
Here's the thing: it's not so much. It's not even that so much they're gay. They're just two lions who don't belong to the pack, and they get horny.
They get lonely.
They get lonely.
They get lonely.
Just like we're. Prison. Yo, it's getting lonely. Sometimes a man get high, and I gotta look at him like I say, yo, I like you and I want you.
Yeah.
And we could do this easy way, or we could do this hard way.
Well, you seem like it's gonna be that route right there, but it's also gonna be some very femme dudes in there.
The femme dudes, yeah.
I get that there's assault, redemption, booty warrior like attacks, but it's also like
lions are gonna do what lions gonna do.
Yeah.
If that's
I'm saying, but that's the thing about it. Like, that's what I was trying to really get to.
But the same animal, to the same lions in a pride with females, they ain't banging each other.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true.
They might just be gay lions.
Yeah, I think
they might just be like, which is fine. I've seen
right. I mean,
but we can't let them marry.
Yeah, well, lions can't. But fine.
Lions can't marry.
Yeah, what the fuck at that point? That's just
then
If we want to fight over that right there, where they plunder our resources.
All marriage really is a form of taxation.
Yeah,
it's a form just to get you taxed.
Tax benefits also, right?
Tax benefits and taxation.
Yeah, there's benefits to it, but like
there's benefits. Here's the thing.
But yeah,
the marriage laws are made by lawyers.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
who benefits from marriage more than a divorce lawyer?
Oh
no one benefits more from marriage than a divorce lawyer.
That's my job. Oh my fucking God, I got a good one.
Oh my God, nobody loves a wedding more than a divorce lawyer.
Especially
with the 80% failure.
It's like it was just. So it's funny, right? Because like, yeah, we look at like now that like, you can have like gay marriage and everything, right?
Right.
So they love it because now there's also gay divorce.
Oh,
yeah.
my
For now,
God,
like,
yes.
Hey, I mean, the Supreme Court loves overturning precedent now, Like,
well, they only, okay, we could get into that too.
we can get into that too.
But I still want to say like on the
right.
the general like the marriage thing, because the laws have like got to the point where like we don't take into account, because like okay, so back in the 50s, right, guy would go for a pack of cigarettes and he would just leave and never come back, and like you leave your wife and kids and everything, or you go to the other side of town and start a family, right?
Yes.
So back then the women didn't really work. They just they stayed at home and they took care of the kids or whatever. The one income, by the way, people also forget this right here. One income, motherfuckers, can put your kids through college, or pay for the house, and like and stuff like that, like and feed a whole entire fucking family like 5 or some shit like that.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. So you had to have women in the workforce as well.
We had to have them
So at that point right there, it kind of sucks that like your mom and dad has to go to work, and like, so it's like it did come home and you still have to fucking clean the house and shit.
Can I drop something on that?
Yeah.
And this is a point that I try to make with people a lot of times, because a lot of people are into gay marriage. This is why I say, look, is it the most ideal circumstance as we conservatives view it? No, but then we got to be real. There are too many. Because let's look at all these single families who aren't doing well. All right, look at all these kids who need to be adopted. Nobody wants them. Who wants them? If Ted and Barry wants to adopt them, give them a safe home, provide for them, make them go right in there. I say let them go.
Yeah, let them
but the argument is, what if they turn gay? Let me tell you something.
They don't.
Listen to that. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. If listening to mommy and daddy get on night didn't make Ted or Barry want women, listen to Robbie listen to Ted and Barry get on at night, it's not going to necessarily make him want to get a man. Because guess what? We even as adults don't like the idea of our parents fucking.
Yeah.
So,
I just pictured it was awful.
Right. It's awful, right? It's not
I like it.
That's not going to turn your kid gay. If your kid going to be gay, there's nothing you could have done about it.
Yeah. A lot of straight parents
there's not a damn thing. He likes what he likes. That's what he wants.
Yeah, a lot of heterosexual parents love, still have normal sex and thing, and they still have gay kids. So that's how they're produced.
What did I do wrong? Nothing. He just like what he like. He just like a certain.
He likes what he likes, or she likes what she likes.
Yeah, he likes a certain form he finds attractive, and that's just how it is. That's
what it is.
When someone responds to like a gay kid like coming out as like, what did I go wrong? It's like right there, what you just said. What you just did. That's one part. Probably something rooted around that.
Yeah.
Where like what did we do wrong? You did nothing wrong. There's nothing you could have done right to not have this happen.
Yeah.
That's your kid. That's how he turned out. Love him, protect him, do what you can for him, do the very best. Make sure he grows to be a productive citizen of society.
Yeah, we still want to tax that little motherfucker.
Yeah. We still want you. You better work hard, motherfucker.
Yeah, we still want you to work hard.
We need money from Ukraine.
Yeah, and they get married, so
we got to stop Putin.
we got to stop that Putin. He's been invading all these countries, bombing and everything for the past few decades.
Seems like a pretty bad dude.
He's a bad dude.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
And honestly, we don't care if you're a gay soldier. As long as you know how to fire a gun, we don't give a shit.
You know how to fire a gun. That's the end of it.
So that's that's the brass tacks of things, right? So I was getting back to the marriage thing and everything, right? So
like that's the common ground though. But go on.
Yeah, we do have common. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All people, and that's what I try to tell people and everything, folks. If you talk to a conservative person, but not over Facebook and everything, because we just shout match talking points. When you're in front of somebody, it's a little different because it's kind of tough to be rude to somebody that you just met and had a beverage with or whatever and played Smash Brothers with some shit like that, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of rude. Sometimes, yeah. So my thing is I'm getting back to the marriage thing and everything. Yeah, time's advanced. So now what are we gonna do? Because the way the laws are written right now is still written from back in the 50s. So if a woman wants to leave, she can, which is fine, whatever, right? I think some women, if they feel like they're not happy or something, we have, I think it's non-contested divorces right now, right? So back in the day, it's like if you're gonna get divorced, there's gonna be a reason. It's infidelity. There's some reason why. Now it's just I don't like that motherfucker anymore, or he left a dish in the plate. I mean, addition to sink or whatever.
No one's leaving because of addition to plate.
No. Somebody not because of addition to plate.
But it could be like
addition to sink.
It could be like a series of dishes in the sink over a really long period of time that made her not like that guy anymore.
Yeah. You're saying when somebody's tired of you for being around you for a while, or if you're tired of being around them for a while, any little thing
It can be, yeah.
And they want to leave from the get-go. It's not really addition to sink. It's just that they just need an excuse to say, fuck you, I'm gone. Because, marriage is a pressure thing. Society, well, at least it used to. I don't know. That's kind of doing a lot. A lot of people are losing faith in marriage because, when you have an 80% failure rate in anything, you just don't get it.
Well, it's not an 80% failure rate. It's a 50% failure rate. Yeah. 80% of the marriage divorces are filed by the women.
Oh, okay.
90% goes if they're college educated.
Right.
So I don't want to go like, well, I want to marry a dumb bitch. No, like nobody want to do that.
No, you don't want to do that.
I talk to people who say that exactly. They're like, I want to marry a girl who's not educated, no hymen, no diamond.
But the thing is, like, but there's reasons behind this. There's biological reasons for that. By the way,
what do their accents sound like?
I mean,
they probably Midwestern, probably. Yeah,
they probably. But like, yeah, the thing about it is like the whole marriage thing, because a lot of people want to go back to traditional ways because,
well, you can't put that genie back in the bottle.
Oh, no, you can't put it back in the bottle. People look at it, at least not under this culture. That's why a lot of times a lot of dudes, they deal like, passport bros. They'll go and
you hear about the passport bros, yeah.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Yeah, they'll go and they'll try to find a woman from a more traditional country and what have you. And of course, the women over here, they get mad and upset about that.
I mean, are they really mad about it? Because they're like, I mean,
no. I've seen some of the reactions to it. It's like
I've seen some TikToks on it too, but like
it's vile, bro. It's like
I know they get mad. Like, so I will say this right here, like. Are the women that are getting dick right now care that some losers going to another country?
Here's the thing. No. You think not, but it's like, wow, because I've like when I see some reactions from some women, like if you watch, and maybe it's not the best place to look, but like YouTube, and you watch like a video of some woman getting mad because there's a dude who she put like in the friend zone for like years, and now he finds somebody, and he out there. She mad as all Fuddruckers. I'm like, you didn't want to fuck this dude.
You didn't want to fuck him forever.
No way, but she mad.
Yeah.
It's like
my thing is, but
it's just like one of the best things I always say about this. And for instance, two people, mixed race couple, they going out, they see him, man or woman, don't matter. They see this. People who know that even if that person left that individual, they still wouldn't end up with you. They're going to be mad and they're going to argue and they just going to, because something just in them.
Yeah, I've seen them before.
Gets upset.
I've had
the same thing.
In that case, you're talking about racism, right?
No.
But it's not just,
not just racism, not just racism, but any kind of ism. Because there's this false belief that if he or she fails, I'll succeed. Yeah. But because he or she succeeds, I fail. We like to group because anything.
But two ethnicities getting together and starting a family, and they go like, well, I've seen the talks of like, for example, like there's like a black woman typically will get mad. They see like a black dude with like a white chick, but they would get. But the dumb reason.
Can I share a joke with that? It's a funny joke.
Yeah.
Black women, if y'all listening, don't get mad at me.
Oh shit, get mad at them ladies.
Because I ain't talking about all y'all. And
it's coming for your rights too.
And some of y'all know some of these sisters I'm talking about right now. Okay, and fellas, don't get mad at me for saying it either.
No promises.
Y'all know some of the promises as well. All
right.
Black woman sees a white woman and a black dude walking down the street together. She gonna get mad. She gonna walk over there. She gonna curse out the black dude, tell him he ain't shit. That's why you have to go get that way, because you can handle one of us, sister, everything. And then she'll curse out the white woman and say, you just all want to just steal our man. That's all want to do. That's all you want to do. It doesn't matter to her whether or not they in love, they like you, they just comment about it. That don't matter. It's just skin color. This shouldn't happen. It's something her soul just brings it out.
And it's hypothetical.
This is not hypothetical.
No, I've dated white women.
It happens, but I'm saying like you're describing a hypothetical, right?
No, this is not this should.
Well, like this is a hypothetical, but like he's it's kind of a common thing.
It's a common thing.
Yes, you're like,
but like, and then the joke part is which really had me rolling was like, say now a black man, he sees a white dude with a black woman. He's gonna walk directly to that white dude, pull him over, say, "Come here, bro. Let me talk to him a second. You sure you know what the fuck you doing?"
Yeah. So I get what he's saying. Right. So like legit. I would tell the story because my friend he's been on like all the podcasts and stuff. Yeah. But he married a black woman, and I was like beforehand I was like, do not. I was like he was dating her. I was like, don't get her like. It's like don't marry her. Like don't get her pregnant. I was saying things like that. But first he's like I said don't get her pregnant. He's like, well, I got her pregnant. I was like, well, don't marry her. Then he married. I'm like, well, then you just fucking ruined your life because now she took him to court. ran them through the fucking cleaners, and like it fucking sucks. But yeah, they got a beautiful butterscotch baby.
Oh,
but I was like,
that baby bring all families together.
I know, but the thing is, like, but I feel like, and I told him this, right? I was like, I said, if I can't deal with that kind of attitude, like, granted, but this is the thing people often overlook. My biggest crush in high school was a big titted Haitian girl. Look, I can't say that. But then again, I'm not gonna say the name. I'm not gonna name drop it. It's very But my thing is straight up. She did not like me. She liked the drug dealers. She liked everybody else. So there's no point 2 or 3 kids later she come back to me now because no, she didn't like me. So she can't look at me now and see me get with some like Latino or like a white chick and get mad at me.
No, she can't.
She can't because like she didn't want me then.
You had your opportunity. But also, sisters, let me say this: a lot of things we say, all these are based on stereotypes, and these are negative stereotypes about you black women, which is something. Ain't nothing wrong with y'all. Not all y'all. So some of y'all need some help. Some of y'all need Jesus.
Yeah,
or Buddha, Allah, or Zeus. I don't give a damn who. Find somebody.
You probably have a rough go with these black women.
Right. But I mean, no, I've had some fantastic goes, but I've also had some rough goes. Last night you witnessed one of them rough goes.
I saw one of the rough goes last night. And legit, I was talking. It was funny because I was talking to this black chick and everything. And then, like, I chick friend we know, like, just walked right up and just boom, and just blocked. She's like, nope. But it was a white chick.
Right.
So,
and you know, and some of y'all all right. Y'all, and I know a lot of y'all don't really give a damn. Y'all see a black dude with a black, you know.
Yeah, but then I just don't care anymore. Like, I just don't care. Like, it's first off, we make up like 13-14% of the population, right? So, like, you really got to go out of your way to find a black dude.
Right. And here's the thing, my beautiful sisters. Here's the thing. If you're having trouble finding a black man, I am not going to discourage you for dating a white man. When I tell you say that, do not twist your faces. I'm sure a lot of you did that. Stop doing that.
Yeah, you could,
a black man, he goes up, we date every nationality we
don't give a fuck.
And we smiling. Don't be mad at a smile. You go out there too. You're beautiful. A lot of men want you. Go out there. If you can, here's the thing: get in where you fit in. Where you fit in is not necessarily where you think if you're not fitting in.
Yeah.
Get in where you fit in. There's a bunch of black dudes, Indian. They will treat you proper. They'll treat you right.
I would love an Indian chick as well. But even then, but the thing is, like, but the thing is, here's the weird thing about it though. I look at those because it's going back full circle. But I look at certain backgrounds like Asian, Indian, stuff like that, like even Muslim, right? Like Pakistani, because of their backgrounds, ethnicities, and where they come from. So if they're more traditional. That might be something ideal when it comes to marriage. But I'm not saying like I cannot marry some white woman, so some shits.
That's what the past bros want you because they have more traditional women and they find that more they find that more appealing than you know and because you know and maybe I don't know because
what do you think it is that they're finding more appealing?
Well, the traditional value parts.
What traditional values?
Oh, like somebody. Okay, so you want to say it?
You really want? I'm going to say it.
You say it because I want him to fight you.
I'm going to say 100%. One, here's the thing. Back in the old days, when a man and woman got together, you know what was said to each one?
What?
Woman, man, love your wife. Woman, respect your husband.
Yeah, it's kind of cringe.
You can say that all you want, bro. You can say that all you want. Here's the thing.
Like a rhyme because like you don't have to respect me.
No. Here's the thing.
They should respect each other.
Yeah, I get that too. But
that's all I'm saying.
Let's respect each other. But guess what? We both need love. We both need respect. Just that men, we tend to demand respect a lot more than love. Women tend to oftentimes, and ladies, I know you maybe gonna get mad at this, but consider some relationships y'all in. Y'all demand love more than you do respect. Look at some relationships you're in. You know I'm telling you the truth. And because of that, men go to more traditional places where the woman is raised up in a family, has a strong father figure and everything who taught her to respect. That man is going to love that woman if he marries her, no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
And he's going to give her some respect as well, no doubt in my mind.
Hopefully, yeah.
But as a man, and we need to acknowledge this, we beat the hell out of each other over respect. See, some of the things we do over respect. That's how crazy it is. Look, some of the crazy things that women do for love.
A lot.
Men do some crazy stuff for pussy.
I've done it. I've done some weird things.
Love and
but
pussy.
I wasn't love. Yeah, but
I know.
And that's
I say a lot of shit just to get some pussy.
And that's what I'm saying because once we come to that reality, you know, and that's it. Because now feminism has gone to a point where it's evolved to something that was great and to something that has become destructive. You don't, ladies. You could disagree all you like.
I know. I'm just prefacing it. Go on.
The cultural destruction speaks for itself, bro.
Not at the foot of feminism. I don't think you'd have to make that case.
Here's the thing. If you treat here's the thing. You're thinking about traditional, old school, second generation feminism. Okay.
No, I'm thinking about feminism now.
Third wave feminism. It's like, and this is the thing now with a lot of things. We are taught if they ain't us, they're our enemy.
Yeah.
And
I don't think so. I mean, it all depends.
No.
Yeah, because
you must always oppose him because he will always try. Or something, or even between, like, say, blacks or whites, you must always oppose them because they will try. Gays and straights, you must always oppose them because they will always try. Religions, you must always oppose them because they will always try. Instead of just sitting down, just talking, just showing each other respect, mutual respect, and doing thing. If you have in the back of your mind, this person will always try to destroy me. You finished. I get that.
Because the way I look at it is like,
mindset.
So I still would say, like, it's like, so I think the mindset probably is like I like to always say we work better together instead of apart. Like, so I would love to have like a companion, like a companion, right?
Right.
And we team up and we have kids. So I've seen my friends do this. I've seen a lot of friends.
A lot of people do this.
Yeah, a lot of people get together like with the understanding that they're gonna have kids and start a family and stuff like that. Yeah. Like, granted, like I hate to see when that don't work out because it makes things more. I'm not saying like a single parent home or whatever. Like, people get divorced. My parents did it, so I'm not saying I'm above it or below it or whatever. I didn't want my mom to divorce my dad or whatever. Right. I've learned, I got older, the reasons why. And one of the reasons why, the bigger reason for divorce, I think, is financial reasons. So it was like was a big financial fallout. Sure. Yeah, so like, I was like, so one of the biggest things I looked at is like, if I'm going to get with somebody, like, and I'm going to settle down and stuff like that, I want to make sure I'm financially stable so I won't cause strain on the family.
Sure.
So that's one of the biggest things right there. Yeah. So, I mean... So with that being said, I think I get why somebody would go to a foreign country to get somebody,
right?
But at the same as that time, it's not like you can't find somebody here. But yeah, the mindset of things, like we said, like
cultural. It's just culture. Everything is culture. It's culture.
Sure.
We have a very and let's forget the relationship manual. Let's forget between every other group. We have a very destructive culture that makes us go at each other's throats instead of build each other up. Is there an enemy? Absolutely. But the enemy is not me or you. Or
no, it's the Republican Party.
It's like, if all right.
It's the Uniparty.
Yes, it's the Republican Party that's getting us to go to war with a nuclear power and are planning to go to a war with another
instead of just letting all those damn Ukrainians die and kill over. Republicans. They just need to put your hands up, Ukraine.
But it's not the thing. Here's the thing you need, and here's the thing I want you to understand, and understand this 100%. Whether you believe it's Republican or Democrat, get your mind out of that. We ain't a part of that club. I don't identify as a black Republican. I'm a black conservative. I have conservative views.
But you vote Republican.
But I very rarely do I vote Republican.
Okay, good for you.
I'm very influenced to go vote because I know I'm going to get screwed. Get your mindset out of thinking the Democrats are your friends. They're not.
I don't think I'm a leftist, to be clear.
You're a leftist. Leftist 1%.
Yeah, you can say leftist anarchist.
Leftist,
so like,
right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But constantly putting everything on the lap of the Republicans when you're watching what's going on right now, you're living through it right now. I'm not saying everything's going to get better. Republicans get in. Absolutely not.
Yeah, it'll get worse. A lot worse. A lot faster.
You can believe that we're currently living under bridges right now.
We saw what just happened with Trump's appointing Supreme Court justices. Like we have massive fallout from that.
Yeah. So Supreme Court justices, right?
Yeah.
They knocked the abortion rights back to the states.
Right.
So what it means, like, even in the state right here, you can still get an abortion. But the states not in every state. Yeah. So that sucks, right? I mean, I get that right there. Like, so you might have to drop to another state to get an abortion. But I mean, at the same exact time, I hate that as well because I'm pro woman. I'm not pro choice or pro life. In it. I mean, so like that's just who I am. It's your body. That is the libertarian sense of it. It is your body. You can be pregnant smoking crack, and I can't have nothing to do with it. Because this is your body. Now, granted, the conservatives might go like, but there's another body inside that body, and you validate those person's rights or whatever, so on and so forth.
Right.
I get that point of view too. Like, once again, right? I get the point of views. But my main thing is like, like now that this got kicked back down through the states, what are we gonna do? Yeah, so like, sure. I don't know if you noticed, the Republicans, they want all these old white pepperhead like Republicans and everything like that. They made it a point that when the Supreme Court kicked down through the states, their laws automatically shifted in them. Boom! Now it was banned completely.
What do they call them? Trigger laws.
The trigger laws. Yeah. So they passed them, and so they knew some shit like this could happen.
They wanted. They've been planning that since Roe v. Wade was initially decided.
Yeah. So this is the the crazy thing I will say about that, right? Once again, at the state level, like in Oklahoma or whatever you're doing, shit, Arkansas, some shit like that, whatever these Midwestern places is, because apparently not in Florida. You know, in Florida, I mean, that's where you can actually get stats and everything, and the reason why you actually give an abortion. It's like one of the only states to do that. Because the women go like, well, I just want to like not have a kid. You know what I mean? But it wasn't because of like, because when it comes to like rape or some shit like that, or incest, it's 0.00 some shit like 1% or some shit like that.
Yeah, and
it's not as high as a thing.
One thing, most women who are seeking an abortion already have a child.
Yeah. So they have a child, or they like, so another status, like if they sometimes they already had 1 or 2 abortions already. Right. So like, which is
the average woman's. I read this like a stat of like the average woman seeking abortion. That's true for a lot of people, but the average person seeking an abortion, they're seeking their first abortion, and they already have a child. This is this is an aggregate. This is the average.
Yeah. So like, I get the reason why they would do it, and yes, and I hate. So you got to remember when this went back to the states, even Biden came out and said, don't attack Supreme Court justices, because motherfuckers was gonna do that because they got terrified because they lost their rights at the federal level, but it went down to the state level. And I get so here's the weird thing about it. That happened all right now, right?
Right.
Now what are we doing now? We're fighting over some complete different shit. Nobody's not even thinking about that anymore, which is dumb because our country do that often. We see something, we get riled up about something, then the next thing comes along and we get panicky and riled up about that shit too.
Of course,
so like, but instead of getting riled up about it, I think we should, because if it's like, I don't know if Oklahoma has this right now, but if it was in Oklahoma and you could like, fuck this, let's go and have overturn all the fucking state representatives in that state and the governor and pass some fucking abortion protections.
Here's the thing.
Everybody be happy.
And here's the thing. And if you really want to change this country, voting Republican or Democrat is not going to do it.
Yeah.
And I always advocate for like third parties. I always do it because
it's like the most worthless vote you can possibly do, right?
Yeah, but I've been, but how's the life been getting better? Yeah, so I get it.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
so
stop
here's
that.
Like, I'm just gonna burn my voting. Why even go to the poll? I'm gonna get mail-in ballots, sit at home and burn it over an open fire. Like,
stop that. That's what they want you to think. They want you to think you're throwing your vote away. What's the point? How can there be any change? You don't make the first steps. You're never going to change. You're going to be dissatisfied with these two parties screwing you over and over again. They keep telling the same stories. You throw your vote away.
Yeah,
that's how they've been playing the games with us for decades, screwing us over.
If you like, I might even agree. If we could rile up enough people to vote third party, I agree that could be different.
It's a generational thing. It keep going. If you got to start somewhere sooner than later, and if you keep believing these people are going to lie to you, get whoever they're. Whatever built, mind you,
unlike those honest third-party politicians, right?
Well, no, but
no.
They're not playing by anybody.
Let me ask this: you can either stay in neutral or you can move forward. Neutral ain't working for us, so there's got to be some change.
Yeah. So
this was
the thing is like, so I would say this right here because I get what Ryan's saying and I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So Ryan, I've been throwing my vote for a long fucking time.
Radical centrist.
Yes. Okay. But I will always say this right here, right? Trump won this state, but it also passed an amendment for a $15 minimum wage.
True.
Right? So you can't be that fucking conservative if you voting for a minimum wage increase. You can't be like, I like the minimum wage and we can't have the government involved. Like, no, people came out to the polls and overwhelmingly like voted 6% because you got to get 6% for it to become an amendment. And our governor could not do shit about that. So even he tried to put the brakes on and try to stop it. No. But there was conservative lawyers and and liberal lawyers and everything. I guess people on left and right came together and wrote this law so that way that can happen.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where I've always say like, I don't think the people at the federal level, it's too far gone. It's too far gone with corruption and lobbyists and shit like that.
When was the last time society won?
Oh, hell fucking no, never.
There you go.
I mean, like
not under capitalism.
But even
no. Eric's saying we had some wins, but we had some wins at a certain point.
We had some wins. We burned our fucking city.
We won with the vaccine,
but like,
I mean, this is arguably like a staple or an amazing like proof of actually capitalism doing amazing.
Okay. Capitalism
for doing it for itself. The vaccine.
Well, yeah, keep its people alive so they can. It's not a vaccine.
It's not a vaccine. Every vaccine I've ever taken. It prevents from spreading. Say, if you take this vaccine, it'll stop spread. They told me that's stop spread. No, say it only stops spread if we all take it. That's not how vaccines work.
That is absolutely how vaccines work.
No.
What are you talking about?
So there's the flu shot, right? That happens every year.
And you're not immune to the flu if you take the flu shot.
That's what I'm saying. So it's the same thing. It gives you you're not completely immune to it and everything, right? But the same thing with the vaccine and stuff like that. The vaccine that we got was the same thing as a flu shot.
Yeah, but targeted towards COVID-19, right?
Yeah, I get that, right? So like, so it's the same as that thing. It's still like, so in a sense, this is the biggest gripe I had about it. So by the way, I'm fully vaccinated. I will not lie to you about that. I think even Valve got vaccinated as well.
I got one time. They said you have to get another one. No,
you don't. You don't. And
I only do it the first time. Guess what? To keep my job.
Yeah.
I had to keep my job.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And guess what? I have a medical condition. I have to go to the hospital. Guess what? If I'm not vaccinated, they'll turn me away. They'll let me die.
Well, that's fair. That's not good. But that's the American healthcare system in general.
The American healthcare system in general. But
Yeah,
a lot of people,
also if you can't pay up.
Right.
Yeah.
Also can't pay up.
If you can't pay them, they just roll you out on the cart.
And that's the thing. But guess what? A lot of people were just being turned away at the hospitals. A lot of people had their employment taken away. A lot of people, because they were edgy about a vaccine that wasn't tested. We didn't know anything about it. Now we're learning.
Well, you say it wasn't tested enough, but you can't say it wasn't tested.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this? It did not pass the stringent standards. How about that?
Okay, which is fair. Like I give them that right there. So I will say this right here about the vaccine, right? The reason why I took it, because they told me that I would not spread it, right? If I get vaccinated, I will not spread COVID to anybody else.
Right.
Why did I do it? Because my dad is a 70-something-year-old man, and I wanted to go see my dad again. So he was like, if you want to go see your old Jamaican dad, you got to get a shot in your arm. So I was like, fuck, I guess I got to do that. So I did that, and my two homeboys didn't even do it at all. Like they didn't get vaccinated. And I was like, and I went to go see my dad. We just come back from Comic-Con. I was like, you stay your asses in the car now.
Yeah.
And it is one thing about it.
Right.
I got my first COVID shot, didn't call COVID. I should have stopped there like Valve did. But I went and got my second shot anyway.
Well, here's obviously like people still get COVID after getting the vaccine, but that's not what vaccines don't prevent you from acquiring a virus.
No, I get that.
What they
But
do
it
is
helps you
they train your body to battle the virus.
Yeah, I get that.
Here's the thing. But here's the thing. A lot of these new mutant strains, guess where they're coming from? Folks who took the vaccine,
Who have like way less severe symptoms than people who didn't take the vaccine.
Yeah. So my thing is this right here is like so this is the thing, and I've actually my buddy correct me somebody on this too. So back in some Spanish flu and stuff like that, they did shut down some places, right?
Right.
But overall, what they did is they protected the elderly people and everything.
Right.
So they
Protect
made sure
elders.
they made sure they got their shots, right?
For sure.
But for the most part,
Young.
everything still kind of in a sense remained open and everything. But so that's what Squeaton did. They didn't completely shut down the whole entire fucking country.
They didn't.
Yeah, we shut down completely.
We didn't though. Really.
Well, we had like grocery stores
tried.
open.
We tried to
but we had grocery stores open.
I know what you mean.
And liquor stores open. By the way, grocery and liquor stores.
Well, yeah.
You want to hear a funny story?
What's that?
During this whole thing, the strip club Rachel's, that place was open. Rachel was open. It was banging. And I'm like,
Oh my God, the stimulus check hit that.
for
Oh
them.
my God,
man. Let me tell you something. I'm
Good for
up,
those girls.
and good for them, because guess what? There ain't really no place to go, and if one place is open is a damn strip club.
Yeah, you can go get a steak there. And
You get a steak, get a drink. I
You can drink, get a steak, and you can get some titties, little titties in your face.
Little titties. I saw a lot of women in there too. I'm like, hey, they got something. They got to be somewhere. They got to be somewhere. They got to eat. They got to be somewhere.
So I remember I would go to the grocery store every now and then because I was cooking at home a lot. I've seen the same guy in there, not really buying anything, but just being out there, just to be around people.
Just be around people.
Yeah.
We need that. And a lot of
we
people,
do.
because depression actually went up during that time because no human contact. We need human contact.
Yeah. So granted, I did like Zoom. I was telling him about this, right? Like I was doing Zoom calls.
Yeah.
I was like, I did Zoom calls like CrossFit. I did Zoom calls like my comedian friends.
Wow.
Like it was weird. Like
it was weird.
Me doing a Zoom call and then running out of my apartment
contact.
and running back in again.
You never called me, Eric.
Well, you never asked.
I should have asked.
Yeah, motherfucker, I don't know. I needed anybody.
Go get a Zoom channel, bro. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, but the thing is, but I've been to your Twitch.
Yeah, no, I'm fucking around.
I know that. But so my thing was always been like, yeah, that sucked, but it wasn't as bad in the day because they didn't take the kind of precautions they took in our current economic society because of capitalism. They wanted to shut things down and put needles on people's arms and everything and all this other crazy stuff just because it was because they would make profit. So look who all made the profit during the pandemic. Because
look at another thing, and a lot of people, and this is where a lot of people open up their eyes now too. The whole ivermectin debate.
Yeah, it turns out, because that's the horse paste.
It's meant for horses, horse paste. It's never been used on humans, despite being used on humans for decades and being
but not
effective
for
decades.
treating something like this.
Not for treating something like this.
No. It's not designed for that. But guess what? It did help in treating it.
Yeah, but I think when the whole controversy was going on, we didn't actually have any evidence that it would.
Yeah,
that was kind of the problem. So Republicans do this thing a lot where they're like,
No.
I'm sorry, I'm being a little stereotypical.
Stop.
Yeah. But either way, I want to hear both sides of this.
Yeah, and here's the thing, and this is what I say: our media, Anytime someone if we took ivermectin, they say, "Well, you just took that horse paste. You know it doesn't work." But if he's healed with the treatment now, wasn't just ivermectin? It was also with other medications, antibiotics. And we could do this with antibiotics and with things that already exist that have shown that are not questionable. That people will will take, give them that as an option. Let the folks who want to take, give them an option. They gave you no option. They discourage you every which way they can. People with corporate media discourage you because guess what? Their bosses are investing in this friggin' medication, in this ivermectin. We have people. We've had senators and representatives invested in this medication.
Well, they was invested in the shots and stuff like that. Right. So they was only invested in the things that free shots? they can. Yeah, well, they was invested in the things that actually
free shots paid. It's not free. It's paid by your and my tax dollars. It's not free.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so we paid taxpayers paid these Pfizer and everybody else like shit tons of money to produce a ton of shots and stuff like that. So which is fine. Like, okay, fine. That shows that, like, you know, that works. Also stimulus, right? I never even considered like UBI even being a thing before until Andrew Yang said something about it. And I was like, wait a minute, you could just give out motherfucking money and then our government proved that they could fucking do it and easily. And I was like, you motherfuckers could have been doing this for years. You never fucking did.
Right, because the whole UBI thing, which was pretty interesting to me as well, because like I didn't believe in it at the time, but when I saw it coming out, like, hey, this is something that can be done. There are no excuses. We can do this. But
I love that.
It's like no. Here's the thing: if there's an argument against something, and I'll go with it. But if once the argument is proven wrong, fine. Then let's do this thing.
Yeah, I mean, so the thing is like, but the stimulus checks, right?
Right.
There were some people. Granted, like you give people money and anything, who knows what the fuck they're gonna do with it? So I know some guys that work at the liquor store. I know some guys that work at the Del Taco and everything, like right, like off of university.
Well, here's the thing: they're gonna do the same shit they did.
That shit was banging. It was banging.
Work. Yeah. The same thing. You allow to work. If you don't allow people work, then if you the government don't allow people work, you the government need to pay these people. Yeah. You can't just let them. So we put you can't let them go without housing. You can't let them go with food because you, the government, the person who's supposed to look at people, told them you mustn't go to work. You said that. Then you gotta take care of people. Once you have
like
to.
The point of
so that's what it did. So that's the thing. So the thing is like, so they did this right here. Right? So they shut down everything, which was like I thought was weird, not really uncalled for. But so that's besides the point. So they shut down everything. So this is what the government said: all you motherfuckers are not unemployed. File for unemployment. Right. And they said, we're going to give you some extra money. And then the thing about this is, because, me and Ryan are software developers, the shit was written in something called Cobalt or Fortran, which is old as fuck. So they had to go get these old fucking, people out of retirement to add onto the system so it could support.
Lowest bidder.
Yeah. So but who wants to upgrade infrastructure for like our unemployment system? So then again, it was on a heavy load from people trying to get, get the unemployment stuff. But then once it all got settled down, once you could sit at home and collect your check, and plus get a little extra money, who wants to go back to work? And then he was like, oh, we got to. Then they start making some demands. That's why you see like McDonald's going, we'll give you an iPhone if you come work for us. You know what I mean? Right. Like my brother was like, I'm not taking that shot. I see what they did. There was those experiments to the black people. Like, we'll give you $100. Like, sold. Okay, sold.
I like incentives.
Right? Yeah, because when they're giving those incentives, I'm like, okay, now this here's pretty much bribery. I didn't go in for it because I'm like, no, you're not going to bribe me to do something that I don't trust. I know I don't trust it. I got my reasons. I got my reasons, and that's what I believe.
But even then, did you get like a Johnson & Johnson shot or something?
I got a Johnson & Johnson one shot.
Yeah, so the Johnson & Johnson is one shot, and the one thing about it is it uses the old tech. Right. So the Pfizer and Moderna like uses the new tech. So some people, so the thing is like, so my conservative friends and I would have this conversation with them. Right. I'm like, if you're scared of the new, whatever new tech or whatever they use, so I suggest you get Johnson & Johnson then, because that right there, even though like it's less effective, it's still old tech that we used to get when you get like a flu shot or you've been in the military, you go that route. I wasn't one of those people that go like, well, if you don't do this, then motherfucker, you die on the street. I was just like, what are your options?
Right,
just stay away from my grandma.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
A lot of people actually vilified for not taking the shot.
There's a lot of people like
it was like social credit. I'm like, what the fuck?
I think the vilification was coming from people were coming at people who were both not taking the shot and then also wanting to go about and be around people who would be potentially infected by them for carrying it. That's kind of the thing.
So this the vulnerability.
That's why I like the don't like or like letting grandma die to own the libs meme comes from,
Yeah, so I'm like,
that was like, I'm like, okay, don't let grandma die. Okay.
Yeah,
but the thing is, another thing people don't think about too, and I legit, so I was at this protest right off of University in Alafaya, and I walked up to, there was like there was a side that had like leftist people, and they had a MAGA side on the other side, whatever. Right? I didn't care. I walked across the street.
Yeah.
And I talked to them, and one of the guys was a doctor. And one of the biggest things he said that was in common, he said people don't think about was, it's not really the fact that he took a shot at something. Because one of the things because we all had our mask on.
Right.
And he says, I know we just talking. He's like, can you take down your mask for a second? So I was like, sure. You can see this beautiful nose and big old black lips.
Right.
And so I showed him,
right.
put my mask back up, and we kept having a conversation. And one of the things about the conversation was that people don't think about was like a lot of unhealthy people was actually in there too. A lot of people that had immune deficiencies and stuff like that, but a lot of overweight, obese, stuff like that was in there as well, like dying from this too. Yeah. So it was like we got to take everything into account.
Yeah.
Right.
Protect the old, protect the weak.
Yeah, and that's what it's really about when it comes to a pandemic.
Protect the weak.
Yeah,
and protect as many people as possible.
Protect the Jews.
Protect
the thick out there.
If you have a healthy, you can fight it. If you got a healthy system,
if you got a healthy society. Yeah, I mean, I do CrossFit like 4 days out of the week. Of course,
my father died from me. He was a lifelong smoker. The dude, he used to be, in the 80s were a fun time for him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's just put it that way.
Yeah, that's good.
And he just wasn't. He wasn't fit to fight. He wasn't fit to fight. I was hoping and praying, but I knew he was. In my soul, I knew it. Mm-hmm. He was not strong enough to fight.
Yeah, those people that actually went in for other things and caught COVID in the hospital.
Oh yeah, he caught it. Yeah.
So my dad eventually caught COVID. Right, he eventually caught it and everything. I think he caught it from my stepmom or whatever. She didn't want to admit that, but I can kind of see it. I saw him, coughing and everything at one point too. But my dad wanted to, but the thing is, like, things advanced a lot more back by then. Mm-hmm. So you know what he took? Monoclonal antibodies, and they rolled a Jamaican ass out of there in no time.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Which is funny. Which is funny because when doctors were doing that, every time a doctor said, "I have treated so many people with this," everybody come, "Oh, this quack doctor, don't listen to him. Only take this huge corporation medication that we're trying to."
We have to be careful about like what individual, because like individual doctors can say a lot of different crazy. A lot of individual doctors will go off and say back to shit.
An individual can say a lot of crazy shit. Like a lot of crazy shit. Like if you take the the vaccine, you won't get infected.
Yeah.
I was actually saying that because I think Biden misspoke once.
I could pull up videos like Rachel Maddow saying some shit like that. Yeah. So like I'm not saying like
shit like that or that.
No, it was that.
No,
she was like, it was that. Yeah.
And not just racial battle, but you actually have people, and this is some people need to important. You know what I'm saying? If you see a doctor who is paid by the government or working the government anyway, these people are given grant money, which oftentimes, if they don't say what they want, what the government wants out of them, they're going to lose grant money.
Okay.
They're going to lose grant money.
Yeah.
So it don't matter if it's a Democrat or Republican. If something comes out and a leading person out there goes up and says, if you do this, and it seems like it's in line with something else, they're trying to keep their grant money, and also they're trying not to get blacklisted.
Yeah.
A lot of those doctors got blacklisted who tried to give other therapies that they have documented, proven to work.
Yeah. So like I don't know if there was a point in time, right, where like I remember this fondly because like there was Joe Rogan had like 2 doctors on, right? Yeah, one was for, one was against, or whatever, right? Of the vaccines and what technology and
stuff
like
that. But I remember it.
Yeah. Wow. So the thing was like, that's when they came after Joe Rogan with all their might and stuff, and he's still on Spotify because which is fine. So the thing is like, but they have to put now on Spotify they put a label to go like he talked about COVID. He talked about COVID-19. Here's the facts from the government. Click this link to get the facts from the government.
That's a good idea, right?
The facts from the government?
Yeah, trust the government.
Yeah, I mean, generally, I trust the CDC, yeah.
Shit.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, but it was just, look, like,
I mean, I guess if you guys, hang on, if you guys want to laugh at me for this.
I'm sorry. I laughed at the way.
Can I speak to the laughter that just happened?
No, I laughed at what Valve said. I laughed at how Valve said that. That's all. I swear to fucking God. I mean, I get like, so like, I will say this right. Like, do I fully like trust the government? And they're like, no, because once again, you got to look who's funding and how things are getting funded.
Keep in mind, these are people that are telling you that they can make the sun less hot if you pay more taxes.
Are you talking about climate change?
If you believe you can make the sun less hot by paying more taxes,
I don't think that's exactly how it
works. Anybody on Earth is saying that except for like maybe crazy conspiracy theorists.
No. Here's the thing. The issue with that statement is nothing to do with whether or not you believe in climate change or not.
Yeah.
Sounds
Do
like
you honestly believe you can make the sun less hot by paying more taxes?
Yeah, but no one's saying that we can make the sun less hot. That's the problem with what you're saying. Like,
No,
one's
the
making that
idea is
argument.
if you pay more taxes, we will solve this climate change
Well, we
thing.
can fight it. We're
We can
not
fight
gonna,
it.
we're
Fight
probably
it out.
at this point. We're pretty
Fight
deep
it out.
in.
Yeah, okay.
Fight it out.
So okay.
Somehow, like I don't know, like retrieving carbon out of the air and figuring out like processes to do that, putting less carbon into the air, like carbon, which is like proven over and over and over to like heat the atmosphere.
How many times has the Earth has climate change long before man?
Yeah, long before we existed, and it
Long-
wasn't
and long
livable.
after
It wasn't
we-
habitable for human
after
beings
we-
at the
yeah,
time.
okay, so
we want it to be habitable for human beings because we live here now.
Can it be a simple case of us being on the wrong end of the stick?
No, it's like okay. No, so I see what you're talking about, the curve, like and stuff like that. I saw like
If it's our time, it's our time.
yeah. So it's not,
No,
it's
it's
not that
not
necessarily.
our time.
Yeah.
It's just that if it's our time, why are you continuing to bleed us?
Yeah. Okay. So let's take a step back in everything because I get
Yeah.
it was tensions are high.
Right.
So this is what I would say about it. Right. I feel, just me myself, I do feel that there's a such thing as man-made climate change. Right.
To a degree,
Yes. So, but I will also see this right here. This is another part people overlook. There's a lot of people taking private jets to pollute more than me and you fucking
Amen,
could do.
brother, yeah.
Yeah. So
To solve climate change.
yeah. So I'm not just.
yeah,
You can point at Al Gore or whatever. You can point at Bill Gates.
Yeah,
you
but
can
it's
point
not
at-
him. It's a class of people.
It's just a
who he
class of
belongs
people
to.
that's flying
class
out
of- yeah,
over
yeah.
the globe and shit like that.
Right.
You got to realize like, Air Force One, all this other crazy shit too. Same as that thing.
Right.
I don't care who it is. They all fly into G4 summits or whatever that shit is.
Then they come back and tell us, you all need to take public transportation to do your part.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
so,
but then there's like no
What?
good public transportation
Why-
anywhere in
well,
the
yeah,
U.S.
so-
Like,
Why can't you guys just put some funds together? Because this is your summit. You guys are all in agreement.
Mm-hmm.
You all get in the same jet. What, you think you all going to kill each other?
yeah,
Well,
somebody
on the
blow
way
up one jet, motherfucker. That's
well, they're going
we
different
solved the
places a
problem
lot
there.
of times, right?
I mean,
I'm just saying, I mean, like, look.
Don't you?
You get a lot of world
don't
leaders.
Don't you try to hurt my hustle here, okay? I'm trying to convince people to
To get
show
in one jet.
and get them all in one jet, man. I'm trying to help us here.
Yeah,
Easy.
she's-
I don't want to get any watch lists.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Yeah, I work for
This
Yes.
is a joke. If you cannot take
Yes,
jokes,
yes.
you people got
But
problems.
that's the first thing I thought about when like he said that. I was
Yeah.
like, but even then, like, so the Super Bowl happened.
These are
so,
jokes.
So the Super
I'm not
Bowl-
joking.
Yeah, yes.
I am.
Yeah. So I'm
care of the
old fashioned. I'd rather say you do the guillotine instead of like blow up a jet.
That's right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
but
Now I'm joking.
yeah, so that's
These are jokes, just jokes.
So I will say like even the Super Bowl just happened, right? A lot of just flying out from that. A lot of fucking,
Right.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of oligarchs and rich people and everything like that,
Right.
flying out from that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can argue about climate change, but we put out less carbon. That's why I'm like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like I don't give a shit
Yeah.
because like those are the ones that should be doing something about it.
Here's the funny thing about it. You know, who be sponsoring those summits?
What's that?
Oil companies.
Of course.
Which I'm like, holy fuck, rock out.
Yeah, but it's more. So the thing is like,
Well, like I think some of the initial like research.
If you pay more taxes, we the big corporations who are polluting our
Yeah, we
planet
can
will
research for
find
green
a
energy.
way
Well, isn't
to have you take the bill and we solve it instead of us taking care of it. You know, being responsible. We've got the money, but hey, we want to tax you more. So you know,
Yeah, we
make
want-
this-
well, isn't it a lot of times like talking about taxing those people that we're all criticizing right here,
what's like-
like
what's-
taxing
yeah.
them more so that we can fund these
Here's the
like
thing:
programs?
we're not going to tax them more. You know why
Well,
we're
we
not going to tax
should,
them more?
but-
We got laws,
because-
that our lawmakers will not change to tax them more.
Sure, and we should tax them more, of course.
Yeah,
We all
yeah,
agree.
yeah,
But
yeah.
but the other problem is that in terms of like taxing people more to solve climate change, is that we in America have one of I don't know if one of or if not the only political party in the world that doesn't even believe in man-made climate change. So
Yeah.
like this is like an uphill battle here.
I
Specifically.
mean, it's just like the thing is like, I mean, I think they believe. They just paid not to.
Well,
You paid to look the other way.
What's the difference if they're in terms of actionability? I don't care. I don't care
Yeah,
whether
so
they're being honest.
They're
with me,
saying
you know?
one party's paid not to believe to, the other party's paid to make you believe that they believe that. You ever
Yeah,
consider
they
that?
believe, but they're
Well,
not going to pass
maybe-
policy to change it.
Well,
No.
in terms of like whether or not
Here's
the
the
climate is whether or not like pumping carbon into the atmosphere heats the
it
atmosphere,
doesn't-
it's
but
like
somebody
not,
thinks
it's not exactly negotiable.
It
Who
doesn't
just-
matter
yeah.
what man in the suit comes and tell you. When you look at who's paying them, that's all that matters.
But that's a bad way to make decisions about what actually
yeah.
is good or bad going
Well, yeah,
on.
no, I
'Cause you,
get it,
you
but-
can't
but-
just look at
No,
that
no,
and say,
no,
"Oh,
no.
this
No,
person's
no,
incentivized to
here's
do
the
this
thing,
because
here's
it
the
like keeps people alive." Well,
who's making decisions? Those
lot
who
of
are being
people. The
paid.
government's huge, you know?
Those who are being paid by the same masters. Guess what? Long time ago, the corporations figured it out. Guess what? doesn't make sense to give money to one party. Let's give them to both. Why do you think they raise so much money? You really think that they're going to be loyal to us when we write them a little check for $250 over someone who's giving checks for all sorts of millions, tens of millions of dollars?
Writing checks to the Democratic Party for $250.
No.
People probably should if they can.
It's a loyalty. They're going to give loyalty to whoever the oil company or whatever, the security state or whatever.
I'm saying loyal to a corporation.
Right, well, corporation.
Yeah, so the thing is right here, like what Valve is saying was like, yeah, there's Republicans and Democrats who take oil money, right?
Sure,
Even then, like, so we had something big coming down like the pipe, right? And then, Joe Manchin blocks, and they go, oh, here we go, Joe Manchin's going to block shit again. Yeah, but he also owns, like, he runs like a mining and like oil company and shit like that.
Yes.
Yeah, so why would he actually vote against his own best interest?
He wouldn't.
Right. But we put that motherfucker in office, and then you still got people like campaigning with him. You still got people like sending campaigning emails, like going like, oh, we got to support like Joe Manchin. No, fuck that. That guy doesn't vote with like his constituents. He doesn't vote with his people.
Think about it. You don't vote your people, but your people keep supporting you. What does that say?
Well,
we all need a verifiable excuse to keep doing the shit that we doing.
Yeah,
sure. So I don't know the specifics about the Joe Manchin race, but I guess it depends on who he's running against. Like, what's the alternative? Because the alternative is like some Republican that doesn't even believe in climate change.
Yeah.
Then and it's like,
so you have a Democrat that believes in it,
like pushing back. Like,
so like,
do you think he really pushed back?
It's a hard play. I'm not saying Joe Manchin's pushing back. I'm sorry. I did say that.
Isn't that my point though? You got one who don't believe in it.
But like Joe Manchin doesn't represent like the Democratic Party.
They say they believe in it, but they won't do it.
In fact, the problem, the whole argument we're having right now is that Joe Manchin doesn't even represent the Democratic Party. He's explicitly against what the Democratic Party.
But why are they fundraising for him?
And yet they still fund. That's what I'm keep telling you.
So I'm saying, like, so my thing is like, I'm not just trying to sit down and shit on the Democratic Party.
Yeah,
right.
But what I'm saying for a second is this right here. So you got Republicans that don't believe in it. Then you got Democrats that do believe in it, but they would still vote to actually open up a fracking rig like somewhere recently. Like I think Biden just passed some shit to open up like
Alaska
drilling in Alaska. So we're saying shit like, and by the way, my representative here, remember the Gen Z guy I voted for? I think I told you.
Yeah.
So I left a lot of my fucking ballot blank and everything, but I voted for this one Gen Z guy because why? He's Gen Z. Do I agree with his policies most of the time? Sure. Fuck no, but right. But like, so I did the lesser of two evils. Yeah. So I didn't throw that vote away.
Well, yeah. When I vote, if I don't know what the position is, or I don't know any other people, I'll just pick either like the woman or like some more ethnic.
That's good. Yeah. Because surely somebody that's black or Latino cannot be just as corrupt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Biologically determined.
Yes. And neither. Yeah. The more minority you are, the less less money's effective to you. I mean, because you don't need money coming from a minority. You haven't been poor your whole life, and all of a sudden you get this money coming. You go like, no.
But yeah. I'm really no more money. Thank you.
I'm really excited for us to talk about critical race.
yes. So hold on. Let me get.
Let me pee first, though.
Go pee in everything. Go please do.
Yeah, critical race theory it's one of those shit shows.
Yeah. So go on, go pee. Go get some more drinks and everything, stuff like that.
Yes. I need to piss as well.
Do what you got to do. If you guys are going to piss, we'll pause.
We'll talk real stuff. Yeah, man.
No, if you want to, we can pause because you got to go pee too.
Oh no, I got to go pee too, so I got to let it out. So I'm going to go do that. But yeah.
There we go. 3, 2, 1.
All right. First of all, I want to thank you both. That was the best hand job I ever had. That was amazing. Thank you.
That was that's a left and a right coming together.
The left and a right.
To make them squirt out of the
Finally,
center.
some damn unity.
So that was a break, by the way, folks.
Yes.
But so we everybody used the restroom, got their beverages or whatever. I guess Valve wanted to wet his palate, so he got some water.
Yes.
So
I've already been libated today.
Yeah. So like we want to get it. So like we get into was it critical race theory
Before
stuff?
Before we do, I want to. The one thing I was going to question about the Joe Manchin stuff. My only concern is like in terms of like yes, the Democratic Party is still supporting Joe Manchin. I kind of touched on this earlier, but like it depends on who he's facing and who like if they're not supporting him, who would be replacing him? Because if the argument is like, well, he's not standing with the Democratic Party, he in all these cases, which I think is a problem when he's not doing this, but. If the alternative is someone who's also not going to, then like why would I want?
So what's the difference? That's what I look at too.
Here's the argument against that. Can he be primaried? The answer: yes.
Yeah, and I would support that, of course.
Yeah. So the main things like to do is like
right. Then support primarying him. Don't worry about whether or not he got a new He don't have to run against Republican. You primary him out. He's not the one. Somebody else will.
But if he wins the primary, then I have to worry about the next thing. Right?
Yeah. Well, but I get that too. But like the thing is like,
but he wins primaries because he gets that money.
Yeah. So that the thing is like they fund him. Like right. So like the main thing. this is the ideal. Like I would say, right. So when they try to do the Build Back Better stuff, right? They passed one part and it was bipartisan, but they broke up the bill. So when they broke up the bill, it's like I know what's going to happen. Joe Manchin is going to go in there like I don't want this shit, and that's what happened. Right. They even told him like rewrite the shit if you want to, and he's like I'm not going to rewrite that shit. Fuck it, it's just done. No. It's done. Like my corporate donors got what they want, which is like a bunch of money from infrastructure to rebuild bridges and stuff like that. So he's like he's happy with that retrospect. And then it was like all the other stuff that Bernie Sanders wanted, like child care and $50 minimum wage, all that crazy shit like that. Right. That all got shot down.
Yeah.
So the thing what I would have done if I was Biden, I would have had him into because Biden's like, oh, Joe Manchin's my friend. If I was Biden, if it was like if it was President Eric Biden filling, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah. So if I
got my vote,
yeah. So like Joe Manchin, I would invite him to like the Oval Office, and I would go, look, this is what we're gonna do. If you don't vote for the Build Back Better part of this full, I'm not going to fund your campaign. Therefore, you either going to have to spend your life as a fucking lobbyist, and I will tell anybody that actually support you as a lobbyist, they don't get fucking campaign money from you either.
And you got to ask yourself this. Do you think politicians with decades-long experience don't think that option is available?
Of course.
They know that option is available. They just won't take it.
Then why do they take it? Yeah, that's the thing about it. Crystal Sinema knows she's not going to win again. She knows she's going to get either primaried or fucking replaced. Right. And the thing about that right there is like, because she used to run a third party and everything, right? Yeah. But the thing about that is she already got a job lined up.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like she's already got it lined up, so she doesn't care anymore. She voted down the minimum wage. They put it up as a single vote.
She the one who did the
she just wanted to, yeah. So she can't even post a line anymore without people just making. She might have thought it was gonna go away. No. I'm on Twitter. Every time she posts something on Twitter, she just gets eviscerated in the comments. She gets ratioed and eviscerated every single time.
That's a dumbass thing to do.
That's
at least the way she did it. I mean, it's a bad thing.
It was a bad thing to do in general because and then she went on with Mitch McConnell. Was like, "Thank you, my lord." She's like, "Okay, so who side you really fucking on then?" Yeah. I get that y'all all friends in there.
I hate Mitch McConnell.
Based.
You don't understand. I've hated Mitch McConnell. I've hated Mitch for a long. Not that man.
But to be fair, Mitch McConnell always hated you.
That's true.
I mean, like, why start like when you hated him? He always hated him.
Mitch McConnell.
It's not just you, it's us.
Right. He has a hatred of all things alive. I think he cares.
Block so much shit and so much hateful things.
I don't think he likes anybody that's not him and his.
Yeah, but that's the thing about it. Like, you could change on a dime. Like, I forgot that, like, it was it's one of the guys. It was John Boner, whatever the guy that used to cry a lot or whatever. He's like, we're not going to do marijuana on there. Things reform. Soon as he was a congressman, as soon as he got out and started lobbying, he started lobbying for a marijuana company.
Of course he did.
They don't care. They don't care. They follow the money.
They follow the money. That's what they do.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, as long as they got that $1 million job, they don't care how they fuck you over. They're going to fuck you over by working for somebody else. I mean, they
live on K Street right over there, like in Pennsylvania Avenue. Like, they all live by each other.
Exactly.
They all live together. They all
live together.
They go to the same bars. They all hang out.
You know, I mean, it's kayfabe. It is kayfabe.
Yeah, it's a wrestling.
Put on a show for the crowd, and the back locker room just laugh at how much money you gonna make.
Yeah,
it's all kayfabe.
Yeah,
and which is why I support, because even though some of the parties, if they're new parties, a lot of them I may not agree with. At least dilute it much, because try to make it as hard as possible for corporations to satisfy each and every one of them. Make it very expensive for them to do so, because right now it's relatively cheap.
Yeah,
based on what they get in return. So make them work for it if they do get it. But chances are, yeah.
So
you get fired. I mean, look at it. Look at every other nation that is a democracy. How many do you think only have two parties?
You're right. A lot of them really don't. They have runoff elections and stuff like that too.
Yeah, they have runoff elections. Yeah. We ain't gonna do no runoff elections. They like the system just the way it is. Ain't nobody gonna.
Yeah, that's what. Didn't New York actually pass like a? I think
it was Maine. A couple places did it. They have runoff. They have.
But I mean, like on a federal level, no,
not on the federal level. No.
But if we want that, we're gonna have to push for.
We gotta put in the work.
We gotta push for that.
The same thing I was talking about, like with a voter, like
you know how that's gonna get done. When you get 66% of them to agree to get it done.
When you actually ban the Constitution of Florida.
66%, I'm talking about federal government, 60% to agree to shoot themselves in the foot.
But even then, regardless of what party somebody runs in, I mean, like,
right. Regardless.
But the thing is, with the ranked choice voting, you can go like, so it happened, I think, in Maine already, right? They have like two people that go like, so it's two politicians that go, hey, we don't like that guy over there, this third party. So you either vote for me or you vote for this other person. Like, they both in the same commercial.
Right.
They have to run more friendlier ads now. They can't run attack ads on one person. No. So they have to work together, because So because they know good and damn well, like they'll both get tanked if like they just keep fighting each other.
Right. Typically, what happens is whenever there's like any third parties running between either party, there is some bullshit where both pretty much drown that sucker. They do whatever they can, either in conjunction with the media or some other means, and it's sad.
But it's hard to do that at a local level on a lot of shit.
Oh no, local level is very difficult. On local level, on the national. On a national level, we become a bit more retarded.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, when you like the Senate seats or whatever, like primaries and shit, like, yeah, that's tough, right? Like, you know, like, I mean, so, like, you have, like, trying to, like, keep the House of Senate and stuff. But, yeah, the local level, when you have some things passed locally, like, why the fuck did that happen? Yeah, because we didn't pay attention.
No, we didn't.
You know, like, in our city at all. Like, yeah, because we still had the same mayor for, like, in Orlando for years. We had some of the same people.
A lot of it is a show. Think about it. Let's just say, and I like comparing it to box. Not even box. Let's just do pro wrestling because the pro wrestling thing works.
Yeah,
you got let's say you got two pro wrestling companies. One does a far better production promoting. One does not promote as well. You're not going to pay too much attention to that. That is what local level is. There's no hoopla, no pageantry, no huge media putting cameras in front of the face. Everybody shining with makeup on, talk. It doesn't become something because then you become viscerally turned into it. Your intellect is gone. You're watching a show and you're hoping that your team does best. And guess what? Because it's highly subjective, unlike real sports,
I don't know. My team doesn't want to ban women from getting abortions and believe in climate change. So I don't know. At some point, I'm gonna side with one or the other at the end of the day.
You are.
No, not facing down the barrel of
you are. But guess what? You're not losing your intellect because, like I say, they're going to get up in there and they're going to say some shit. Tons of red meat.
It's bad for you. You shouldn't eat too much red meat.
But we do, don't we?
We sure do. And we have really high heart disease.
Really high heart disease. Yeah, we have very high heart disease, not just physically, but also psychologically, to a point where nobody ever talks about anything that will really benefit us. Like I say, reduce the military. Take that funding because everybody talks healthcare and actually vote on the pandemic showed us this is something that is needed and is done. Okay,
yeah, if we had a free healthcare system, it would save more lives.
Conservatives, liberals, whatever, Republican, Democrat, majority of each side agree that this is needed. There is no more excuses, but there are excuses. We try to get them to do a vote. It was shot down and.
Well, we didn't. So there was a thing that happened more on the far left, for example, right? So there was the
force to vote thing.
Yeah, so there was the force to vote thing. You remember that?
There was force to vote. Yeah,
force to vote.
Jimmy Dore.
I know. So here's the thing: a lot of people hate Jimmy Dore, right? Which is weird.
I used to like Jimmy Dore. I hate him now.
Why you hate him? Because the force to vote thing?
It wasn't just that. It was the more that I watched him, the more ridiculous he kind of seemed.
No. Jimmy Dore is very objective. Whether or not he's talking about the left or the right.
Yeah,
you can say what you want.
He's not like a right.
I don't think he's a right wing guy, but I think he's kind of he's almost like a useful idiot for the right.
No, stop that.
No.
Forget. No, I was saying, forget what you believe.
Yeah. Okay.
What Jimmy Dore might be used for. Understand who Jimmy Dore is, and you'll understand his arguments. Jimmy Dore had he still has this medical condition. The man was on his way up. He could have become a big star, but this condition that he had to take his funding is pay on. He had to pay out of his own pocket. This weakened him. It showed him how the system is, how corrupt the system is. And this is why he's always fighting. This is why he always fights for health care. And anybody who does not support, does not matter what letter they have on their name. If they betray that, he's going to go after them. Sure. And guess what? He's more angry at the Democratic Party because you know what? For decades, Nancy Pelosi, since the early 90s, has been talking about doing health plan for all. She was sitting in that seat, had all the power. You had the executive branch. You had the Senate. You had your car. You could have done this. You could have used your power to do this. What did she do? Table it. No, she didn't even table. Table is when you put it on for consideration. She didn't even put it up for consideration. Sure. And guess what? The squad, the so-called squad who's supposed to be fighting for that, what they do? What did they do?
How much power do they have? The squad?
No, the power was the
you want to know how much power they had?
That's what the force of the vote was. Yeah.
No, you want to know how much power they had?
Yeah.
I think it was silly.
You want to know how much power they had?
Not very much.
We just saw one of the biggest power grabs from a minority in a party ever.
You remember when the guy that actually is a majority leader right now for the Republican Party in the House? You know how many times they vote over and over again?
They forced the vote.
They forced the vote for that guy to get what they wanted, to get concessions. So what they wanted to do, so Jimmy Dore said this, it was even like in one of their pamphlets, or like manuals or whatever, right? He pulled it up on the show. And what the thing, he was like, this is what you should do. He said, because everybody say I'm not doing jack shit, this is what you should do. You should force the vote. You should help Nancy Pelosi just to put up a vote for Medicare for all.
Yes. And if not, hold off on voting for her, right?
Yeah, exactly. So hold off on voting. Like concessions. Like one of the concessions should be like, because they had enough to make it so she wouldn't pass the first voting pass.
Yes.
Right? So this is what happened. A lot of people, like AOC, a lot of progressive people, like attacked him for that. Mm-hmm. He said, all you had to do was like, so you saw it working. We saw it, like Valve saw it working on the Republican side. We just saw it working on the Republican side. They got a bunch of concessions. This guy kept losing his round of voting every single time. But they told people that if you do not vote for Nancy Pelosi, then somebody else is going to, that guy that just won will win. That's not the case.
That's not how it works. It does not work that way.
So they not only played people for a sucker, they also made it so that way they wouldn't do a vote for Medicare for all. You know why they didn't do that vote? Because then you wouldn't know exactly who is actually against you. So imagine you see like one of the most progressive people ever, and they do not vote for that bill. That means because you see they might get lobbied or whatever too.
So I think this kind of pulls us back to one thing about like I think you spoke earlier to like most Americans like supporting like some form of Medicare for all, which I agree with. But the problem is that some form there is doing a lot of work. So like when you look at these polls, it breaks down differently depending on what the actual qualifications qualifiers are about the Medicare.
Oh
for all system.
No.
Because even Bernie for all, as much as I love Bernie and I do, his healthcare, his like single payer healthcare was the most radical that would have ever been in the world. He was banning private insurance, redundant private insurance, which I understand why he would do that. But no other country is doing that, right?
Private insurance should be an option if you want extra. You pay a premium for extra.
Yeah.
We could all watch free TV if we want to.
Yeah.
We pay extra if we want cable or some other shit. We can do that. Mm-hmm. Why can't we do that with healthcare? And that's the thing. Look, here's the thing. Even if they didn't win, at least we know who to vote out and put in.
Yeah.
For the next rounds when that comes around again. Mm-hmm. Nancy Pelosi shot that in the ass, and once again, the progressives did nothing, and they proved. And guess what? The Republicans, what they call the Freedom Caucus or whatever.
Yeah, the Freedom Caucus. Whatever the Freedom Fighters, whatever they want to call them.
The Freedom Fighters, Freedom Caucus, Freedom Force,
Freedom, Liberty, whatever.
Yeah. Don't matter what they call themselves. They did it. They proved it could be done.
Yeah. So when they showed they could do that right there, that meant that like, holy shit, the other side could have done that.
That invalidated every argument that was made against it.
Yeah, I swear to God. And Ryan, you want to know when I lost my faith right there? It's not when like during the primary time when they all rallied against Bernie Sanders and made him lose. It's not when Barack Obama put out his Newport cigarette and made some phone calls to make sure they all got behind Joe Biden so he could win the primaries.
Bernie just wasn't as popular as we wanted him to be.
Every schizo hurt my fucking liberal friend.
Here's the thing: it's not so much Bernie's as popular. Bernie is constantly. Bernie got screwed twice. Mm-hmm. We conservatives we watch. Yes, he got screwed both times.
You saw Dr. Ron Paul get screwed once. You see Bernie get screwed twice.
He got screwed twice. The Democrats screwed him. He was actually going to win the primary. No, they wanted Hillary in. They got Hillary.
I don't think Bernie was going to win. I wanted Bernie to win the primary.
But who told you he wouldn't win? You know why he wouldn't win? Because like I said, I don't know if you noticed, Barack Obama made a phone call and said, all you guys need to fucking quit and rally behind Bernie. Right behind Biden. And they did that. So my friend was like, I had a friend that was like, I don't know about Bernie Sanders. His party, I said, don't you like his policies? He's like, yeah. But then I said, why you don't like it? Because he's too old. You know what? Yeah. Right now. But did he have me over to his house to have some salmon or whatever, right? And some brown rice and tell me that we got to vote for Joe Biden. I'm like, but isn't he too old? Like, that's different.
Yeah, Biden's like the oldest president, right?
Yeah, but he's like, but we have to save the nation. You don't know how it is. There's Nazis around every corner if we don't vote for him. Like, if you vote for Biden, this is what happened. Everybody voted for Biden. Now y'all all have mimosas and shit like that. And then when rental census come around, y'all can all panic again, right? But then you're gonna oh my God, there's less two evils again. We got to vote one way or another. I'm like,
well, like it's going to keep happening.
You know what?
It's going to happen forever.
Not voting doesn't make it not happen. That's my problem.
You know what? Them Nazis. Let's talk about them Nazis.
We can talk about the Nazis and then we can talk about critical race theory.
Let's talk about the funding of the Nazis over in Ukraine. Them Nazis getting plenty of money from old McGeezer Joe.
I'm really skeptical.
He's funding Nazis like the banks back in the 1930s.
I'm really skeptical that the Azov Battalion is like calling the shots over in Ukraine. I just don't buy this. I just don't believe it.
I'm not saying they calling the shots,
or even that like the worst, the most radical like Nazi types in in those like I don't.
But
think
the thing is, like, but this is the thing we got to identify as like
I still think they're a problem.
But I'm not saying we're funding. Yeah, I'm saying, but.
Right.
I'm not saying like we're funding a whole military or anything, right? Yeah. But a part of that is we are funding Nazis, right?
We have Nazis in our military.
But I'm saying this, I was going to say too. Like I'm quite sure Russia has them.
Right.
I'm quite sure we have them.
We
they don't have their own fucking battalion. That's the problem.
They have a whole battalion that identifies as Nazis. Yeah,
Nazis.
But the thing is, like over here, we have like racist Nazis and Klanmans and everything. That's just hidden under the police uniform,
right?
Not,
yeah, true.
Not,
right.
But here,
they gotta hide that shit.
They gotta hide it.
They ain't hiding nothing.
They're not hiding that shit at all.
They've actually had members of their organizations and other subdivisions of them actually go on the internet and actually brag about how they were suckering us for money. I'm like, what is this?
Well, we'll let them brag. It sounds like these people would like probably benefit from like more like destabilization in general.
But some of the things. So do you know that right now Biden just passed another round of funding for them? He's giving them pensions and healthcare and shit like that. Shit that we're not even fucking getting. Mm-hmm. So he's giving all that to them, and then there's that right there. That's him shoring up the banks and everything, like like in like Silicon Valley and stuff. Which is like we could talk about, which I kind of somewhat agree with.
Yeah.
Because like the bank is failing, but the depositors are not.
Yeah.
So like that's fine, right? I'm okay with that. But the thing is like a lot of that's just gonna keep happening,
right?
And we can't print money forever. So I don't know how he's gonna really fucking solve that problem.
We gotta do it. Why? Russians.
I don't want.
The reason why we showing up banks that we showing up banks because they actually funded the campaigns.
Yes, the old enemy that we've already defeated. Who's more scared of? Let's bring back the Russians. For decades, people were scared of the Russians.
We were scared of Russians, and we were scared of the Chinese, and I was scared of the Russians again.
We were scared of Russians again.
But it's fine.
For a little bit, we were scared of Koreans.
Well, that's fine too.
Which didn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, North Korea. Yeah, they use like old trash TRS-80s or whatever, some shit like that.
We've been scared of Muslims a lot too. Trump tried to ban them. He actually did ban them. He
No,
banned Muslims for like 7 days. He actually did.
Yes,
true.
That's true. 1%. Yes, we were scared of the Muslims. We're scared of so many people. We're so scared that we're willing to send billions and billions of dollars to make sure those people that we're scared of that are so far away that can never really truly hurt us, to stop them from hurting us. Because why? We're scared.
Yeah, I think George Bush once said something about like praying to God and asking him like what he should do before he went like to war.
Yeah, but he also said we got to fight him over there before we fight him over here.
Well,
that's
the reason I say it's funny that like a lot of people would like.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, like, I will tell you this right here, Ron. If you want me to, I can go through and tell you what all shitty things Republicans did.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can do it all day.
Like, I mean,
that's pretty easy. But the thing is, like, I can do the same thing with Democrats because I can step back and look at both the parties and I think they both.
But I'll do that with you too.
Yeah, I'm saying that. But so that's the thing. That's the thing.
We got to fight them from over there because we don't want them to get over here on dinghies and get us.
So here's the thing, like, so let's jump into the critical race theory thing, like,
do
like,
it.
Yeah, because I mean, we got a decent amount of time and everything.
I actually brought my good friend Derek Bell, sir.
I thought he was like, yeah, this dude comes in. It's like
a new challenger.
It's a blue haired guy. A new challenger appears. Yes.
Do you know who that is? He's like the most critiqued author of like critical race theory stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't really know him.
So the weird thing about the critical race theory stuff, right? I think is so. What is our current governor's trying to do? Like, DeSantis is trying to ban it in. He's trying to ban it in colleges, or is he trying to ban it in like schools or whatever, like elementary schools, high schools? What is the whole deal?
I don't know exactly what DeSantis is. I don't know what the Stop Woke Act, whatever. I don't know all the exact details of that.
Yeah.
But I do know that recently DeSantis blocked the implementation of an AP African American Histories class.
Yeah.
Which was specifically like because or like allegedly because it included things about like Black Lives Matter and stuff, which like is part of like Black American history, right? Like, I mean,
yeah. So
you can't like acknowledge that,
are we talking about the
like
movement?
we're 2 years out from the biggest civil rights protest in American history?
Are we talking about the movement or the organization? Because
the movement.
All
right,
yeah.
okay,
So the organization. So the thing about the organization, we can agree. I mean, me and Val can agree. Right. There's an organization that nobody didn't know about. This has sprung up, the Black Lives Matter like organization or whatever, right? And what happened there was this lady made a lot of fucking money because they didn't know. They just started donating money to her. So she's
race hustler, race hustler.
So she race pedaled. She made. So she after a while was like, what is she doing all this money? And then she bought a mansion. It was like, holy shit.
My God.
But
she did more than that. But mansion was the big thing. But here's the thing, and this is something that happens, and regardless of where your politics is, if someone can get you riled up enough, they can get you to give them money for anything. And I tell those people on the left and the right. Watch when someone speaks too sweet about the thing you love or the thing you hate the most. Yeah. Because then they're going to take full advantage of you.
Yeah, because my idea was like not to give to like the Black Lives Matter organization.
No.
You give to like, I mean, there's
crazy.
Project Zero and this other shit you would give to. Like, I never gave to that. Look,
the organization was crazy. It's just like it was something the demands it was making. It was like, you want to fight racism, and one of your ways you're going to fight racism is having your white allies go on the front lines and asking them to sacrifice themselves for the cause. I'm like, ooh, no, that's not how we do things. Yeah, that's not how you fight racism.
Wait, was that the organization that was literally saying that like white people need to go out and like stand in front of
that was
bullets? Like,
but that's
no. They weren't just saying just stand with us and protest. They're saying go on the front lines and fight and put your lives on the line for it.
I'm like, I'd have to see like the official like claims from the.
You probably have to. So, but this thing is like, this goes back to something that was happening actually, right?
What's happening?
Yeah,
So this, I would say something that was happening, right? So there were like, certain scenarios and cases, right, where white people would actually be up front because they knew good and well the cops beat the shit out of the black people,
right?
So. But it didn't happen like in Orlando. It didn't make a difference. Like white people was like, we're getting tear gassed and beat up too. Yeah, so equality. Yeah, they're like, oh my fucking god. Yeah, like yes.
No, here's the thing. Just something I try to tell people: there is equality in there, because when you look at the numbers, and I tell people, you look at the numbers honestly. Don't think about race. Just look at them, and you'll see. A lot of white people getting killed and beat up by the cops. A lot of black people get killed. Yeah. Why the hell are we just trying to make this one issue? If we just make it a black issue, then guess what? The white person don't know any better. Think that he's not involved. That this cannot happen to him. So it's not his issue.
Yes. So my thing is, I've always said like, you can't write an article like just for black people, right?
No, you can't.
Yeah. So and the thing I also would like to point out too is like, like when it comes to like stops and everything like that, even though white people get pulled over more because they're more of the population.
The more population.
So yeah. So like. Right now, the judges are majority filled with like black people, right? In some particular cases, because because who you think they try to put in jail?
I mean, it's going to be a higher percentage due to population. It's a higher percentage. It's a higher percentage, but a higher number of white folks actually being killed by cops.
But there's like way more white people.
So yeah.
So I'm saying like more sense to them than white people and everything.
Which means. Don't matter what your skin color,
that's not what that means.
No. That's exactly what it means. Because guess what? If a higher number, if a higher number is being killed, just numbers, because let's just do this based on numbers. Yeah. If we just focus on numbers instead of percentages, because if you focus on percentages,
you want to look at per capita, because if you're trying to like understand,
the thing about per capita is is used for politics. It's used for politics.
Well, yeah,
okay. Well, you can say that, but I think you're using the denial of per capita for politics.
No.
I would say
No, it's politics.
Okay, I think you're doing politics right now.
Swing aside, Holmes.
And this is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
There is powers that are against all of us. If all of us are divided because we keep our per capita, this only happens to this group, and this other group should be ignored, we will never unite. We will never stand. That's the whole point. That's why I do numbers. Because if I can show any white person that believes that this is not their problem, I show them the numbers.
Yeah, it's their problem as well.
It's their problem as well.
Yeah, but I've never heard like Black Lives Matter activists like say that like it's like good when white people get shot by the police.
They never said that. I never said they said that. I never said they said that.
I didn't say that.
I never said that.
Yeah, so
I did not say that.
Yeah,
I know you didn't say that.
Yeah. So you just but I will. But my thing is, I would like to bring up and everything, right? Because like when you pass laws, right? When you pass a law for police brutality, it's not for black people; it's for everybody.
Everybody.
So the thing is, the thing is about it is, we say you do Black Lives Matter, and you have somebody go, all lives matter, but like all blue lives matter. It's like, okay, well, I get what you guys are trying to say, but at the end of the day, it's like if we pass reform for like so that way, cops will get qualified immunity, or if they kill somebody, things like that, like certain things, like because truth be told, I think the cops have a really powerful union.
Yeah. Oh my God,
the union is very strong. So even though Amazon not trying to get people to unionize and Starbucks and stuff,
its own party. Yeah, it's that powerful. It's its own party. It's ridiculous. Look, I'm not anti-union, okay? Because look, there's certain realities. Like I always say, there's power. If power is against you, you must unite in whatever way you can to fight power.
Yeah. And I can tell
power doesn't care if someone has a D or an R, left, right, what have you. There is no left or right. There is only up and down. Power will push down on all of us regardless. Yeah. And if we look at each other and score on all the time, well, I don't like your views on. Fuck my views on that. Realize my views, my existential views are in line with yours. I don't want my freedoms taken away. You don't want yours taken away. I don't want certain things I want. I don't want to be brutalized police. You don't want to be brutalized police. Fuck, who gives a fuck who pisses in a bathroom at this time? Fuck that shit.
Well, okay, so
those
like,
are red meat
I was with
arguments
you
that
until the
serve
very
nothing.
end. Like I'm with you until
You
the
have
end.
to be no.
I'm
Who
with
gives
you
a shit
until
about
because
that?
you can't just say like, oh, who cares? But like obviously
No,
like the
why-
Republicans who are passing the legislation or trying to pass the legislation, they care, and so we have to care to stop that legislation.
Why
right?
would I care about that?
You don't have to care. I'm not asking you to care. I'm asking people
You're
who are
arguing
gonna
left
vote
and
about
right.
this.
I'm arguing top.
I'm
bottom.
arguing who's on the fucking ballot.
Yeah, I see I see what he's saying. So he's saying he's saying you're arguing left and right. He's right up and top and bottom, right? So like once again, it's like about percentages, like right. So I can I don't care if you're trans. I don't care which bathroom you're using anything. But if we can go against the guy at the top of everything that's actually like stopping us from like unionizing. Right. And then things like it's all about improving your life overall.
But hang on. I agree with that, of course. Like I think like more unions would be good, and like there are stoppages and like blockades that are positioned to avoid people or to disincentivize people from forming unions.
Yeah.
But we're not going to end those incentives because those incentives are kind of like really, really foundationally built into the system.
Yeah.
We're not going to dismantle those before we can dismantle like allowing trans people to take a shit.
Yeah.
Like that. So like it's like what battles can we fight? Like we can fight both battles, but like we should fight both battles. We can't fight just one.
But here's the thing about that battle right there. But you said something that you this is true, right?
Sure.
Republicans created that battle for you to fight it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so like that sucks. I hate the fact that you have to fight that battle.
But
But the thing about it is like, so like I think it was on one of the shows, like a problem with Jon Stewart, right? Because he has his own show on Apple TV now, and he legit talked about how Republicans says these are the things we're gonna do, and then they fucking did it, and then Democrats took the bait. Yeah. Right. So like,
you call it bait, but like when it comes in terms of like passing legislation with meaningful material impacts, like it's not just bait; it's actually like real things that are happening to real people.
Yeah.
So, like, we don't fight against it. Like, what are we doing? Like,
Here's a real thing that happened recently, and this was very disheartening. Mm-hmm. There was a protest, anti-war protest. Mm-hmm. Left and right were coming together to fight against war. They all agree. Now,
war in Ukraine,
the peace of Ukraine, peace treaty of Ukraine.
Let Ukraine use
anti-war.
Yeah.
So
let
Ukraine lose.
Yeah, but then again, there was also a Medicare for All march.
Right.
There was also like a peace in Ukraine march. It was like a pro-Russia march, which that's what it was portrayed as.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
And the sad thing about it is that there were some leftist groups because they allowed their disgust with some of the politics of those on the right get to them. They left. They left the movement to prevent a war. A war with a country that has nuclear weapons. I'm sorry, like I say, these are very things. I understand that. It goes back very important to you, but that don't matter. We're all toasty.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I get what I see what Val's coming from. So the weird thing about that, right? So like, me and you, like, I can get along with Val, even if we had different views and everything. So it's often
I've enjoyed this.
Yeah, I'm saying no. So it's often that conservatives can actually get along with. So like with like any other group and everything, but the other group, like liberals, have a hard time getting along with conservatives.
Well, so like I hang out in a lot of like pretty like I was talking about this earlier. I hang out in a lot of like right leaning or far right spaces.
Yeah.
And what I see is that these spaces are often cultivated in a way that it is inhabitable to people who fall into any of the groups that we've talked about.
Yeah.
The chats are spammed with N-words. The chats are spammed with like homophobia, transphobia. Like all this.
Damn. All right,
like you can be there and be black and like whatever, but like if you don't want to deal with that shit, you're going to go to a different space, and that makes sense. That's logical to do.
Yeah, but it's logical to do. But then you're really going into like. You do not stereotype the right with that particular version of the right.
Yeah, it's not just the far right where those people feel more comfortable in the center right places even.
Yeah.
And it goes like further than that too.
So it's kind of like, okay, when they drop the N-word,
they'll even condemn it. You know, like
define center right. And then define
center right.
Then define far right.
Yeah, because
what I'm listening at, you're dealing with far right individuals, extremely far right individuals.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: when I deal with left people, if I deal with an extremely left person, I can't deal with them.
I'm extremely left. I want to be.
No, you're not. Trust me. I've met some
but the
really.
thing is, I think
I know. I believe you.
You believe you're extremely left.
Yeah.
I've met some extremely left people.
Yeah, so,
they are bonkers. They would never have this conversation.
But I think you're talking about like I guess because the version of woke is kind of like different. You're talking about like it's not. Woke has been captivated or co-opted and everything in a sense, but like you might be talking about like the woke crowd in a sense.
No, I'm not talking about woke.
Appropriated.
I'm not talking about just the woke.
But like the cancel culture crowd.
Can I speak to you asked me about like the far right, center right thing?
Right.
So like when I talk about left and right, like what I'm envisioning, and I've only recently like found like the best words that I can to describe this. So this is something I'm still kind of exploring. But I think the best description that I found, and I know there's like philosophers, academics, whatever, who have talked about this. The idea like people on the right tend to fetishize structures that exist or that they believe should exist in a way that the left is willing to be more critical of.
Yeah.
So that's generally the dichotomy that I see. Like when I see someone like on the left, they're like in terms of like gender, race is one as well. In terms of like patriarchy, in terms of a lot of these things, right? Like the right wing doesn't. They're not evil. Like people on the right aren't literally evil. I don't believe in like God and Satan and all this shit. So they're not like
God
infested
has
with the
nothing to do
devil.
with good or evil.
Well, okay,
God has nothing to do with God and evil. God, good and evil, whether you believe in God or not.
Sure.
Yeah,
My point is that I don't mean it as like a supernatural
Human beings
thing.
prove such.
I agree that people do things that we would call evil, obviously.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that like when people on the right fetishize these structures, what they're saying is like these like in terms of like gendered, they're not evil, but they believe that like people need to fulfill these gender roles or racial roles in some far right, like, and I would say far right for the gender stuff too. These are things Nazis loved. Like this kind of stuff, like reinforcing these narratives that like are very, very hyper fixated on structures in society that need to be a certain way.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're describing the far right. I'm sitting right here in front of you. I'm right.
Well, to be clear, I'm saying the far right like takes this to an extreme where they're like they do more of the race stuff and enforcing gender roles in a heavier way.
That the far right is a separate group?
But I'm saying but the thing is like
group.
But it's like when you say like somebody like in a Muslim country, right? Like Afghanistan, where they made it so like women can't go to school or something, right?
Yeah, I
right?
think it's a far right position.
That's a far right position, I guess. But that's the way we'll kind of look at it in a sense. But like, yeah, I mean, like at the end of the day, I understand, I get where you're coming from, but like I think majority of the people like. It's weird because I've ran into like Republican conservative women who go like I'm pro-choice, and they're pro-choice because like they understand their body, right? They don't want to lose that right that they have themselves. So like even though somebody's conservative, they still will have those things. I think like I went to like it's funny like a long time ago, Val. I went to like one of Ryan's parties because he was in college and everything. So like
I threw great parties.
He did fantastic parties. They're just quite delicious. so like I went to one of his parties and I met one of his friends that was like a black like registered Republican, and like I invited him onto the show and everything, and he had some of the same exact views like you have. So like what I'm saying is a lot of people are very along those lines of comment. I think when you go to the dark sides of the internet, you can run into that.
Oh, you're gonna run into that.
So I'm not. Again, I'm not. I understand that I see some of the worst of it.
Yeah.
My issue is that a lot of times when I hear the more moderate voices, it seems like a lot of times they're not explicit. They're not like literally playing defense for it, but they play defense for like structures that make it easier for that, or like I was saying earlier that like it makes these spaces like inhabitable, and it's not just far right spaces. Like there are like these moderate spaces on the people who identify themselves as centrist, the people who identify themselves as apolitical, and the far right love these people. They love these spaces, and it's because they're obsessed with like allowing everyone to say anything they want. They don't demonize people or calling people damn word and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, so things. Yeah, so I get what you're saying. Like, so like you can, I guess, like what happened on Twitter, right? You can say the N-word, right? I mean, and the thing was like, if you do something like that, I think he kind of like shadow bans you or whatever now, in a sense too. But
probably,
like, I mean, but the thing is that he tested that heavily, and it used to the N-word shot up like about 500%.
Massive.
Yeah, it was. I've like legit. Like, I've like I think I had to tweet. I laughed because I thought it was so crazy, right? Yeah. But what could I do about that, right? If I'm on Xbox Live and everything, and somebody called me the N-word, I'm gonna let them off with a warning? No, I can't do nothing about that. They over the internet. Yeah. So the thing is like when somebody's over the internet saying these things right here, it's not that I worry about it because they're just a normal person like me and you. Yeah. What I worry about is that they vote, and two, or if they actually in high positions of power. Sure. So when I see somebody in high positions of power say the N-word or write a crime bill, I'm like, oof. You know what I mean? That's kind of tough, right? Like that's what I'm saying. That was kind of scared me.
But,
so like,
and here's the thing: bad ideas. Never ever ban a bad idea.
Say it again. Sorry.
Never ever ban a bad idea.
Never ban a bad idea.
Yeah, I agree. We shouldn't ban critical race theory, which is a good idea, but being framed as a bad idea. But we'll get to that.
Yeah, we will. So
what I'm saying, I'm going to say what I'm
not those bad ideas. Those ones. Okay, sorry.
Here's the thing: never ban a bad what you may consider to be a bad idea, whether you agree with it or not.
Yeah.
Whether I agree or not, I don't believe in banning ideas. I believe in arguing against the ideas.
I
feel
I think
that's why I do what I do.
Yeah. I think if you like I said, if you argue against somebody, because once again, you could be in an echo chamber, right? Because I've been there before. You know, I'm in my so I've actually like I go to several different like Facebook groups. Like I'm in one that's like very liberal, and I'm in one that's like very conservative, and I get to see what they think And that's how I get most of my knowledge of everything in a sense. When I realize that they both attack both sides kind of evenly, right? When they poke fun of like conservatives, or they poke fun of like somebody could poke fun of like Biden, or somebody poke fun of Trump or whatever, and that's still going on in these groups, and I think that's dumb altogether. Sure. Which is fine, but I'm like, okay, but they're not really solving the problem; they're just having fun with it. So, and they're all guys who like make good salaries, and they live a good life and shit.
Right, and the thing about it, and this is something that's very problematic. We have become many people choose to be rather become caricatures of the Fox News CNN dynamic.
Yeah,
don't. Both are trash. Don't listen to them.
Yeah, but it's Fox News, CNN, MSNBC.
MSNBC. I'd rather not talk about MS. Nobody cares.
Yeah, but look, my thing is like so. So, okay, let's get back to the critical race gimmicks part of it.
Oh my God, I was actually going to ask if I could pee again. I know, I feel like I'm like edging.
It's exciting.
I'm like
exciting.
edging. I want to talk about critical race.
All right,
no. It's like,
I mean, it's recorded. We can pause again.
Yeah. We can.
I'll be really quick. Like,
all right.
You guys can talk shit.
No, we just keep talking.
Yeah,
you know we will.
Yeah. Say that Ryan, that radical coder guy, he's crazy.
Yeah,
he's racist. He's a progressive racist.
While you're going peeing, we're gonna go to these groups and say the N word.
Yeah.
While you in there. Yeah.
And only we can do it.
No, I'm quite sure there's very conservative people doing that too as well.
Right.
Well, I was a racist or whatever you would say, but like, once again, like, thanks for doing this because it really shows. Like, and by the way, I didn't know Ryan was coming today and everything, but I was like, it makes it even better because like, I think if it was just me, talking to Ryan or vice versa, right? It won't be us really like disagreeing with each other's ideals in a sense because I see both sides. So I'll just be like, I'll be heavily seeing your side aspect behind of it, or vice versa,
This is good. It offers a dynamic.
Oh, you might want to jump on that. You might want to go to the course. Yeah. It keeps.
Yeah. This is good because it offers a dynamic. This is something that in this country they used to do in the past, where they would have people for two
actual debates.
And just have them. But now people don't find that entertaining.
Yeah, but actual debates are like one person say their point, another person say their point, and then they get a chance to do rebuttals and stuff.
And that was good. And guess what? From there, it wasn't about winning or losing. It was about this is what we've learned.
They got a chance to express their ideals, and then there was the end of it.
You can either two groups can walk away, understand that they each learned something, and more importantly, the group who are watching learned something. Now it's red meat cheering on for your favorite sport team. Which is stupid because even in sports that's stupid because you're cheering for a guy who's making millions of dollars who's not really giving back. To have millions of dollars while you have to pay $12 for a fucking hot dog.
And even that right there, like that's what we do. Like even right now we donate to campaigns or whatever, right? But that on the levels like the mega donors or whatever, right? But we donate to campaigns to try to get shit like that going. So I would like the critical race thing because Ryan's back now. So this is the one of the funniest things about that, right? So to figure it out. So what the Ron DeSantis was trying to do is he was trying to they were trying to pass some curriculum and everything, and it was like about teaching African American studies. He goes like, well, they put some Black Lives Matter stuff in there, so he's like, I don't want to deal with that because that's some woke kind of culture stuff.
I think he specifically said it had like no educational value.
Yeah, so
not even.
Yeah, but so the thing is like it wasn't. So he was. So the thing that most things would probably like overlook at a thing. He was fine. He probably wasn't. In fact, I don't know. Sure, I'm not 100% sure. It's
pretty bad, dude.
Yeah. So like he was. So he in actuality. Because some states are like this too. Like I've seen this in other states. They get mad when you teach about the history and everything in general. But but critical race theory, from what I've gathered, it was like it's the concept of teaching how racism works.
Yeah.
Right. Not really about like black people and African American history, but just like how racism works. Like in general, like but you could take the ethnicity out of it and show somebody how not to be racist.
Sure.
If you could do that, that would be fantastic.
Well, it's not just about teaching like individuals how to not be racist. I think if anything, there's a drive at the end point is like inspiring people to be anti-racist.
Yeah.
But in terms of, I really like what you said right there about like understanding racism, like breaking down like how racism works.
How it works. Yeah.
Right. Because like what critical race theory, which like I think it emerged in like the 70s, what it was focusing on was the not just because a lot of people say like, oh, race is a social construct, which of course I agree with, but it's not just a social construct. It's a legal construct. So like what you look at in like a critical race theory context is like legislation that was being passed and how race was involved in that legislation and what that meant. And
like anti-gun laws.
Well, sure,
rights.
yeah, sure. That's what. That's,
I had to get you back with those two because if you're going to go there, I
believe that black women should be allowed to abort their babies too. Okay, that's
no. That if you don't understand,
I know you're because abortion rates are really high in black communities, right? Is that what you're saying?
Not just that, but one of the founders. This was a lady.
That woman was nasty.
She was nasty.
A nasty woman.
A very nasty woman, and legitimately a nasty woman. You can't. This woman was, and she's being praised as a hero, the same way Thomas Jefferson, a rapist of a black woman, is praised as a hero.
Yeah, and George Washington, who had slave teeth in his mouth, right?
Yeah, he had.
But they actually said it was weird because they did use wooden teeth.
They called it wooden. They were fucking lying.
Yeah,
right, guys.
They lied.
Was actually slave teeth.
Slave teeth. Yeah.
So and that gets me. That really gets me.
Yep.
It does. You ever seen the show Oz? Which is like this now I really respect the racists and now because like the Aryans, one Aryan actually had where he had to have some gum transplant, and the doctor the dentist who put it on them, he's an Indian guy, and he always would make poke fun of him, every Indian guy just told him, this transplant is from a black guy, and got out to the rest of the prison.
Oh,
one guy came out and said, hey, you haven't heard the news? Hey, I heard you got nigga gums, and and that was a huge joke. Everybody, the black gangs looked, they were laughing, The Muslims they were like, and the Aryans, everybody was laughing because they don't like the Aryans because the Aryans were pretty much assholes. Well, they're assholes in every prison, really. But the Aryans,
I gotta see this episode,
but when the Aryans heard it, especially their leader Schilder, he's like, because that was Schilder's number 2 guy. If you got the gums, you got to go because, pure white blood and whatever have you, which is stupid.
Yeah. Human
blood is human blood. If you're dying, take the damn hot transplant.
Yeah.
Okay? All right? Skeeter, take the damn hot drug from Jerron. Okay? It's not going to kill you.
Yeah.
So I think that's actually a beautiful point for the next, this fundamental thing about critical race theory. Because when I look up critical race theory right now, if I look it up, one of the first results that pops up is Encyclopedia Britannica. And what it says is it talks about critical race theory being built on this premise that race is not a biological concept, which is true. There are, of course, obviously, we all have different skin colors. All 3 of us have different skin colors. Right? So that's real. It's real that we all have different skin colors. But that doesn't translate to race being a real biological thing.
The thing about race is that prior to the world getting smaller, race was, for instance, the English viewed the Irish as white people. Irish is a different race, which is true. The Irish are a different race from the English, from
different ethnicity.
Everything.
I think the terminology is important.
Race. A race is pretty much, if you put a certain group, it doesn't matter. Let's just say you take 2 black people.
I got him.
You got him.
You got it. Here we go. What do I do? Got a good example right now.
You have one being the progenitor of a race of people made with, say, with Indian women. You like Indian women, right?
Indian women, yeah.
You got one becoming president of a race made, because these are different races, and they just breed and mingle in their own area. Yeah. All in all, we are all seen. We all came from the same place, but because we spread out, we became there are certain differences. So certain differences.
This is the thing. This is why I specify ethnicity and stuff like that, because it's more accurate. The problem with the word race is that it's been at least the American context of race, which is very unique, right? Like American race.
You say race or ethnicity.
No, it's not
racialization exists across the world.
Western. It's become Western because it also affects like foreign countries. I'm originally a foreigner from Turkish Islands. I became a citizen in this country, and I can tell you that a lot of those ideals fall over as well.
Yeah. So when I say it's unique here, I don't mean that it doesn't manifest elsewhere, or that it hasn't been expanded. I would say that America.
Oh, it was necessary.
In terms of the white and black dichotomy,
it was necessary.
I think that America, the history of America, is where that was solidified. Is how that was solidified.
It was necessary. Because as far as being true for black, white, as opposed to say, as you like to say, different ethnicities, because those of English ancestry could not find a way to hold the Irish or the Scots to indentured servitude. They would just blend right in. So naturally, you have to find folks that couldn't blend in. So you had to search all over. Who can we take to replace these people? Now, it's very difficult to enslave other Europeans because Europe, for the most part, I mean,
they kind of look like you. It's
no,
like,
that's the same problem. The Scots, they look like you, and also you can't go into another European country and try and fight and take them because you know you're going to have problems. Because Europe, for the most part, is very strong, so you have to find some place that is weak, is not as united. That's many African states, which not strong because you had different tribes, people, different races, also by the way, because you know the Igbo is considered a different race from those
racialization.
Who were already enslaving and selling it amongst to the Muslims. And for God's sake, anybody who's listening, do not believe the story that Muslims treat their slaves better. There's a reason you don't see any black people in the Muslim world. Castration.
True. Yep.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Castration. The males were castrated. The women. That's why we have various different shades over there. Is because the women were brought into what's the word I'm looking for? Well, pretty much.
Okay.
They were used as sex slaves, which bore children and so on. Of course, based on skin tone, various different because they have ideals on that as well, like many other countries. So being opposed to dark skin, that's something throughout Asia. That's all over. Yeah. Anyways, but let me get off of that. Let me get back to what I was saying. It was necessary. You had to find a group of people that were weak. They looked all over. It's going to be very difficult to do the Asians. The Asians, many of them home had united governments, or they were ruled by stronger empires that would not allow you to take their subjects. However, in Africa, you already have a situation of these tribes, enslaving each other, either because, not because for the purpose of having slaves, but because they either had debts or they had so on. Reason, you're in jail. They took these people, sold them for profit. There was a lot of profit that was made in the form of guns, alcohol, various merchandise that was not very common or did not exist in that region. That the high nobility.
Yeah, so they just like trades with slaves for, like some human bodies for.
So it was pretty much of the top coming down on those on the bottom. Yeah, they sold those to the bottom over to those white folks. Now people say, well, they probably didn't know. Did you know what they did to their slaves?
I'm sure horrible shit.
It's some horrible. The movie The Woman King is a lying sack of shit.
Oh, shit. I've seen that one, too. Yeah.
That's a lying sack of shit. Those people, they were not freedom fighters. Those were the slavers.
Oh, really?
And guess what? It was not like they had like a regiment of women strong, people were worse. That happened because they lost so many by getting their asses kicked so hard by both the English and French. Because do you honestly believe a bunch of females armed with spears are going to take guys with rifles?
Oof. That's fair.
The men were getting killed. They had women to fight because you got to keep the kingdom strong somehow when all the men are gone. Yeah. And so, because historically, Letitia, what's her name from Mexico? I can't remember right now. My memory is right. I can't. Black actress, remember African descent. She refused to do it because she knew the story and she said, "No, I will not do this."
So they just found somebody else.
They found somebody else. Yeah, they found somebody else who would take the money because,
that's Hollywood.
They put the money in your hand. You're going to take it like any other politician. Yeah. And promote it. But that's made. Yeah, that's made. But then on to the main point.
Even though it's a lie.
You know what? Most lies are great movies. Look at Braveheart. Braveheart is like very not accurate at all, but that's a damn good movie. Okay, that's fair. But it's totally not accurate at all. All right. Because seriously, who the hell would have known all some of the intimate details that we saw in there? Who the hell was sitting down scribing that shit? No one.
That's fair.
Yeah, people just weren't there. Some of these things, if it was something like in a public forum, like say a king's court or something, I get that because you got scribes and you got people taking documentation. Yeah. All right. Some of the documentation would be taken to where the king would say because you probably get you probably get torn and quartered if you put something down. Don't write that. Yeah. Kind of like one of the funniest themes I saw in that movie with Samson. I can't remember the name of it, but like where the king was talking about how so many men, 20, I can't remember, it's 24, I can't remember, was killed by a man with a jawbone of an ass. And the scribe was writing like, don't you write that? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, and we're the same way. We just don't like politicians today. We don't like certain things being recorded.
That's fair.
And if you expose that, you will be quartered publicly. Now, back on to the main point. So this was necessary. Now, racism was the Jim Crow laws. Jim Crow laws didn't just affect black people. It affected poor white people too. You know why?
Differently, though, right?
Oh, you
Well,
can
yeah,
say
definitely,
different.
yeah, but I think
Definitely, but affect you nonetheless. You want to know why? It was about top and bottom.
Of course.
Last thing they want is a hard, struggling white guy to see another man in chains suffering, and who has more in common with him.
Yeah,
I
agree.
Than the guy who is taking full advantage of him, take him down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So Jim Crow laws also made us like uneducated white people because they had to do like like a test.
You're right. You know, have him believing. You see that man? Yes, your life sucks, but at least you're better than him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Yeah.
At least you're better than him. And don't you ever forget that, because that's all you really have is being better than him.
Yep.
I remember that. Yeah, I've heard that before.
And once you have that, you have you have racism. You got people who many people who are white. I don't really consider white a race. I don't even consider black a race.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. To get these people who have this discrepancy, so much discrepancy apart, to hate each other much, just have much hate to where you cannot focus on the top. And guess what?
Still works today.
They're doing it with those on the right and the left. I tell you, it's never a right and left argument. It's a top versus bottom. It always has been. It always will be. From the days of kings and peasants to now today. As long as you keep so focused on the one thing that get us to hate each other, like small petty things, they're going to run us over. They're going to keep overrunning us and will never unite. People will never unite. The workers will never unite.
I agree, but here's the problem. Here's the problem. Is that, like when I look at this left and right like dichotomy and the conflict that's going on between the left and the right, what I'm looking at and what I'm interested in especially is like what are the material impacts. So in terms of like what the people at the top with the power who are able to actually influence policy, decide what happens to people at the bottom. And I would say it's interesting. Like you talk about the race, like this, like
at
race
least
is absolutely
you're morally better than him.
Well, sure, and that it feels good. It does feel good. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm a lot of times like the SJW in the room, right? So I tell someone that, hey, it's lame that you're being transphobic, and they get mad at me, and like I feel good because I'm like calling out something bad. But I still think it's bad. You know, I get it.
I think we all do.
It's bad.
But anyway.
But when it comes down to fight, do you really care how what's in someone's head when they're fighting next to you by your side?
Of course not. But I care what's in their head when they're in the voting booth.
Guess what? The voting booth is a trick.
I don't agree. I think when we were talking about local policies earlier, and I think like a lot of this stuff bubbles up from the local policy.
No, it doesn't bubble up from the local policy. More local policy, more like a top-down thing than the top.
But a lot of these like Congress people, they're elected for their local areas.
No.
Like when Joe Manchin, Kristen Sinema, all these people, a lot of times they can at least lean on saying like, well, I'm going to get reelected because of what I'm doing, even whether that's true or not. Like they can use that excuse because those people are voting for them.
Real talk. When someone from the bottom goes up, does the top change or do they change?
I think they change.
Exactly.
I mean, it's
I don't
disagree, but I think it's a little. It doesn't. I don't know what it.
Well, I mean, Crystal Cinema was actually a third party and did all this crazy stuff too. Now she's just like locked stuff or what. I mean, AOC said she will actually. Yeah. She actually met with protesters outside Nancy Pelosi's office, and now she doesn't do that anymore.
No, you know
now
what?
she actually
she doesn't. She did two things. She met protesters during the thing where they were trying to get her to force the vote.
Yeah.
When they asked about it, she pretty much just had them turn the music and kept dancing. And there was another thing during the last election where there were people, her constituency, were asking her. They were very upset and talking to her. You know what she just did? She just started singing and dancing in front of them. Like, why are you ignoring these people? Look, talk to them. If they've got concerns, they did elect you. They trusted you.
What were they? What are they saying? Like, what was the context?
Well, they had some grievances, but the thing is, like, but here's the weird thing about it.
How are they expressing those grievances? Okay.
But my thing is right here. Like, the weird thing is, like, this was gonna happen. She's gonna like ignore their grievances, and then they're not gonna get somebody at a primary.
No,
and then she's gonna just vote for her again,
and then she'll keep doing the same thing, the same level of disrespect.
Yeah, so like
that we all get by our politicians every day.
But I look at what like Will Feinstein did or whatever. Right? I looked at Nancy Pelosi or some shit like that. I'm like, why the fuck these old raggedy people still in there? And I mean, I've seen better people come along. And like they still not. They can still not.
It has nothing to do with better. It has to do with who can raise money. This was the same deal with who's now the head, the Republican who's now the head of the because he's only in his position not because he's a great not because he's a great leader or anything. The dude raised so much money Then he shared it amongst. Even I think it was Marjorie Taylor Greene. She kind of gave up the ghost as well on that as well. She said, she's been letting know, how dare you try to block him from being elected? She was calling him ungrateful. He gave you so much money. When she said that, she exposed the whole system of how it works. It has nothing to do with whether or not you're for the people. It has nothing to do with how good a leader you are. It has nothing how much money you can raise, how much you can get those corporations to put money in our pockets.
I think to a large degree that's true, but at the end of the day, I think it's literally not like, because we had billionaires running for president, right? Like besides Trump, like we had we had Democrat billionaires. What were those guys who were in the primaries and stuff?
Right.
And those guys had more money than Biden. They had more money than Pete Buttigieg. They had more money than Bernie, but they didn't win, right?
You know
so it's not just a raw money game.
Here's the thing.
The policy sucked.
I agree with that.
Put us as Republicans,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's more than that.
Yes, a lot of their policies were like,
yeah.
But it's not even a policy thing. Why, if you elect a billionaire, why would a billionaire work his ass off to make sure the rest of you get paid?
I don't know. Ask all the people who voted for Donald Trump.
That's what I'm saying, though. But the thing is, why would you vote away your wealth?
Right. Yeah. Why would you vote away your wealth? And that's what it is.
They're just going to get
so that's what I'm saying.
In regards to the Donald Trump thing, we all got to acknowledge this. That was probably one of the most successful grassroots. We look at him as a billionaire. He has a lot of money.
Grassroots,
but
really?
It was grassroots. It was grassroots because the Republican system tried their damn hardest to vilify him, to get him out there and everything, because he was breaking all the rules. There are certain rules you must obey. Play the game. We all get taken care of. Not just Republican Party, the Democrats too, and cross section across each. Play the game. We all win. We all get paid.
But
he was exposing people.
He's. But the thing is, I think one of the crazy things he did was like he said all this stuff, right? He admitted the reason why I gave money to Hillary Clinton's foundation, and she showed up at my daughter's wedding. I showed up at my wedding or something. She showed up for my wedding or something. Yeah. So but you can see stuff like that. But Trump said hey, these people doing all this fucked up corrupt shit, and he just kept doing it. Right. It's not like, so the thing about, I think it was Les Moonves before he actually got out of from MSNBC or whatever. He said the reason why they kept the camera on Donald Trump is because of the ratings.
Oh, the ratings were good.
The ratings was amazing.
The ratings good.
So there was one point in time where Donald Trump's you guys didn't treat me fairly. I'm not going to show up at this debate. And they focused. They talked over an empty podium that he was supposed to be at.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And of course they did that because they never believed he was going to win.
They never thought he was going to win. But the thing is,
he won. It was like, oops, what? Holy shit!
Well, he didn't win. To be clear, he didn't win the popular vote. But
he didn't win the popular vote.
That's how the system works. I
agree.
So you can't get mad because once again, the people got mad. We're oh my god, we should have won. Hillary should have got.
It's worth pointing out. I don't think. I get that. Don't overturn it.
You can point it out.
Yeah.
You can point out similar things that are well, he didn't in other systems. Somebody didn't win a popular vote, but they still got elected to be head of state and other European or even.
I just think it rings. But that's not how they work. I agree. I understand. Of course, I understand. I understand that Donald Trump was the elected president, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that I think it's worth reminding people that the American people, as a whole,
more American people voted for Hillary than
the American people did not elect Donald Trump.
So the electoral college is what the reason.
Right.
But here's the thing. So Hillary did not go to that town.
Right. That's what we're here.
So again, Holmes.
You're good. Your audio was coming through.
No, your audio comes through. Okay.
Yeah.
The thing with Hillary, like you said, Hillary Clinton didn't go to certain places. She just ignored them because she figured I'd just go to a place with the biggest numbers.
Yeah, she had hot sauce in her purse. She was fine.
So she didn't go to I think he won Wisconsin or whatever. So she didn't go to Wisconsin because she just thought it was owed to her because Obama won Wisconsin.
And you know what Trump is doing? Boop 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 boop.
He was so strategic and he was smart about it. He was I think he actually went to them and says if you vote for me, what do you have to lose?
No,
he did say that.
He
said it to black people, right?
He said
to black people. He was what do you have to lose?
What do you have to lose? And you know what? He didn't get the merger black vote, but guess what? He had more black votes than any Republican ever. So that did have some effect.
Yeah, so the Biden would never admit that too. Because look, so I remember the night that Trump won, and I seen a lot of people crying and everything, stupid shit like that. And you know what I told my friends? Let this motherfucker burn for 4 years. And that's what fucking pretty much in a sense, because it wanted to teach the point behind voting and everything, right? Because you have to go out there and vote. And just like people voted for Trump the first time, I voted for Barack Obama the same as that fucking way. It seems like fucking hope in my eyes. Like I seen like conservatives half for Trump.
Right.
Yeah. And like one of my friends, I went to high school with him. He says, "I'm going to give Trump a try." The next time around, he did not vote for Trump.
Right. And here's the thing.
I mean, he still won Florida, but he's still in Florida and thing. But
yeah. And here's the funny thing, because like they did like a poll recently, and like for the most part, most conservatives do not like Donald Trump.
Yeah.
The reason that they vote for him is because they at least feel he's at least fighting for them. You don't have to, like I say, you don't have to like the person who's fighting next to you, but if you can get them to fight for you, and you fight for them, you will fight and you will win.
Yeah.
You will throw everything away.
Yeah.
Whatever he dislikes.
They might think he's fighting for them, but like I think what's really I think what's more accurate
whether
is
or not that is true is not the point.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of more like what you were describing earlier, is that like what they see him fighting for is their team.
Yeah,
right.
It's a team.
It's a team. It's a team sport.
Like you said, like you said, I gotta vote for this guy because he's making sure trans people are protected, right? And like other people's like, I gotta vote for this guy because I don't want to make sure my kids, become a trans or some shit like that, right? Yeah. So so that's what it is. It's a fight between the two. That's what Val was talking about the whole time.
You don't have to like them. Because, for instance, there's
I don't like Joe Biden, but I voted for him. I loved it. I was rock hard in the voting booth, dude. I would have voted for him like 8 times if I could.
But my thing is, like, people ask me why I didn't vote for Joe Biden. I was like, because he wrote the crime bill. I swear to God, Ryan, when I say this, I saw my uncle go through jail. Yeah. Because of that. Yeah. Because in that crime bill it was like child support and everything else and stuff like that. So if you didn't back pay your child support was you owe child support, you go to jail. Yeah, so I watched my cousins crying as the cops then arrested my uncle and put him in the back of a cop car and take him to jail because of child support.
And the sad thing about Biden is that when he did that wasn't a mistake. If you listen to any of his speeches while he's saying that, it looks like he should have had a white hood on his head. It was like. It was scary. It was scary.
Okay, now you guys following up my rock hard voting for Biden comment with all of this stuff, it makes me look really bad. But
no. Here's the thing. Yeah. No. Here's the thing. A lot of people voted for Biden. Didn't know that.
They didn't know.
I knew about the crime bill, but okay. If we're going to talk about the crime bill,
you shouldn't have said that.
Well, listen, I understand.
Yeah,
when we talk about the crime bill, we can't just like Joe Biden himself as a human being, as an individual.
Yeah, I mean, I get the Clinton side in the law.
It's not even just that. It's like also there were a lot of leaders in the communities that were most disproportionately impacted by this crime bill that were also pushing for this because the crime, the problem, there was a crime problem. It's just like the way to solve it was this terrible view, 90s view of and honestly still view of we need to punish the criminals and stop them from doing crime and being bad because they're just bad.
No. There's nothing wrong with punishing criminals, but trying to punish someone just for smoking some damn weed like that is nonsense. Yeah, but there are criminals out there and they need to be punished. All the rapists, all the murderers.
Well, I think we need to stop them from raping and murdering. I don't care. It might feel good to watch a rapist or murderer suffer and be punished, quote unquote. But what I care about more is that they're not raping and murdering anymore. That's what I care about more than anything.
You're not going to stop that. How do you stop that?
I'm not saying we don't lock these rapists and murderers up. I agree. But what I'm saying is that doesn't solve the problem. We have to do other things that will to disincentivize.
But the thing is that bill helped. But the thing is that bill had a lot of like you said, lookers didn't know about it. There's a lot of ominous things that was in that bill that helped explode the prison population, right?
Yeah, it did.
So my thing was at the end of the day, I get it, right? I mean, my brothers and everybody else voted for Biden. He, they did it just because they thought Trump was so bad. They just said, you hear Orange Man bad, you vote that way.
Yeah. But Orange Man was indeed bad.
Yeah, okay. So my thing was it never changed my beliefs, right? That I would not vote third party. Ever I would
only vote third party.
I would only vote third party,
right?
Because I've had people chastise me for voting third party. And then
I've done that too. I still will, by the way.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't give a shit.
I love you.
I mean, somebody legit said if you vote third party, why are you my friend? I'm like, well, fuck you, because you're not listening to my plight. You know what I mean? You got to earn my vote. Legit, Biden was you gonna vote for me? He legit said if you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
Yeah,
right. So so I'm still here, but the same as that thing was I'm not gonna sit there. I'm not gonna knock anybody for voting for Biden because you were terrified into voting for him because look, Trump couldn't even keep a full cabinet. And then be brutally honest, I got tired of seeing those fucking MAGA hats too, right? Sometimes I'm happy all that fucking shit's gone, right?
Yeah.
So those are the plus sides of that, I guess. But for the most part, if I had to see another MAGA hat or whatever for another 4 years, I wouldn't have gave a shit. Just be honest, right? Because I talked to fucking Trumpers when I was out doing comedy and shit, and most of them was like, "I wear this shit to make liberals mad." I'm like, "Well, you're wasting your fucking goddamn time." But they bought me a free drink.
Yeah, never vote for Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude.
Is it Schadenfreude?
I think it's Schadenfreude.
It might be Freude.
I think it's Schadenfreude.
Yeah, either way.
I've always thought Freud, but I could be.
Yeah.
I'm a guy, so.
That's just because of our Anglo pronunciation of things.
Yeah.
But like, it's like, don't do it just to make somebody else cry.
Yeah.
Do it to raise yourself up. Do it because if you believe. I say believe. I always say believe because politicians are politicians. Because you believe that this person. Do it because you believe. Don't do it because you're scared.
Yeah.
Because voting for someone because you're scared is not really voting for what you believe in. Okay? Don't do it because, look at them cry. Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's stupid. That's Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude just does nothing for you.
I get that
anybody.
too. Yeah, but so the thing is, like, the thing that Ryan also pointed out, the long-term effects, right? So you still have like the Supreme Court picks and stuff.
Yeah.
You still have the because the Roe v. Wade and I think that gets to the state level stuff. I like to point out that hey, you can still get an abortion,
right?
And just might not be in your fucking state.
Well, so you can still get abortion if you can afford to like leave and it
makes it worse. Yeah, I mean,
let's go on a little vacation. Mommy's going to visit the next state over.
I get that too. Yeah, so
you can still have abortion. We just ain't gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
but that's what it means. You can have that abortion, but you can't
ultimately,
pay for
what
it
comes down to is like banning abortion for like people who can't afford to like take these alternative.
But yes, so definitely a luxury. But then again, we got like 30-something, 40% things of birth control. I mean, we got so many women have so many forms of birth control, and I haven't gotten anybody pregnant yet, and I wear condoms a lot. So I've been good about that.
My pull-out game is on point.
Well,
I'm just fucking. These are jokes, people. These are jokes. These are all jokes.
You'd be a statistical nightmare on child support.
Right. No, I don't have any kids. I don't think.
No, I don't either. But let's we get pretty deep in the game, so let's wrap it up.
All right, let's do that.
Any last talking points?
Not really. This has been a very good experience.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. The whole point of debate is not so much to win, but it's to learn. I think we all learned something here.
Oh yeah, definitely. You definitely gave me a lot more of the origins of like slavery and stuff.
Oh yeah,
slavery. That's interesting.
It was easy because it's easy to pick on those that are weaker. Mm-hmm. The tribes who enslaved other slaves, they were stronger. Mm-hmm. They sold it to other people who were also stronger, and that's how it is. But slave was the serfs in Russia. People long before like I said, before the world got small, before the technology came around, they could travel. They enslaved their neighbors. Right, there's people who look a lot more like them.
Yeah, well, also indentured servitude and stuff like that too.
Indentured servitude.
Yeah. So I did want to. I didn't touch on this earlier, but when we were talking about that, and we were also talked about like the way racialization plays out in terms of like poor white people being like, well, at least you're not that guy, right? That kind of thing. I think. It definitely like it obviously doesn't start there like because America's founding it was like on this like manifest destiny thing, right? And like what that was is like, well, it doesn't matter that all these people are living here. This is white man's land. Yeah. This is the land of the white man. This like narrative of a white take like a white like this belonging that the quote unquote white people deserve.
This is the land of those who are strong. And we will take it because we are strong and you are weak.
Yeah,
sure.
And that's where I leave it because this is still going on now. Even places where people that look alike, even probably we are strong or weak. We'll take you.
I agree, but what happens when the people look so different is that then they can also, or what did happen when the people looked different, is they were able to add this extra element in, which is not only are these people weaker, they're weaker because they are biologically weaker and less than us, and that was part of this creation of this racial myth. Right?
Yeah. The best way to do that. Well, what better way to unite people than by pointing out differences? You want to
creating differences.
Creating differences.
Yeah,
point out, whatever works.
Yeah.
And bind them together by a certain belief. But manifest destiny. Yeah. The United States is a strong nation, and it should police the world because we are strong.
Yeah. So one thing I remember seeing not so long ago and everything. There was a lady that escaped North Korea, and she said one of the things that they did there was like they didn't, because they all Koreans, right? They all from North Korea. They all Koreans. So the way that the people at the top separated them is about like where they originated from, like their family names and where they originated from. So if like you originated from a certain like part or like of Korea. Of North Korea, then you was one of the higher end families and stuff. So if you originated from like this poor end of Korea, then like you also like that's the way they separated it. Right. So they made sure they would still fight each other over based on where their family originated from. It was yeah, because you all look the fucking same.
Yeah, and, and this is like I actually and go back to another like pop culture. I'm trying to remember if this was Law and Order SVU or SVU or just regular Law and Order. Yeah, there was a case where there was a group of privileged boys who had murdered a woman from South America. Now, one defense was that it could not have been done on the basis of racism because one of the boys shares the same culture as the woman. The prosecution pretty much learned and found out that even though they're from the same country, same thing, they look like and everything, there's a cultural thing within that country where certain others are looked as lowered and can be treated however they see fit.
It's kind of a caste system, like where
it's a caste system. Yeah. All racism really is a caste, is a very, very, very obvious caste system.
I agree.
It's a caste system.
Yeah, you do. Black people do it all the time. It's like you got like Africans and then Jamaicans and then Haitians and then like you got like Mexicans and then So they have
the islands. We are not as united. Trust me, we don't really like each other. Let me tell you that.
Yeah. A lot of people I listen to talk about these things refer to what you guys just described there as more colorism than racism. So
not even colorism. It wasn't colorism. The woman was the same color. It's just that she was culturally, because she was from a certain region and he was from a certain region. Okay, yeah, they were less than. Yeah, so it's not colorism does exist, but a lot of times it's like it doesn't matter where they're from, different religions. Some people live in the same country and they have different religions. Okay, and whatever it takes to point out the difference and say, you know what? If more of us get together on one team, we can take from those people on another team. We can take what they have. We'll push them out until make sure that those beneath us do not feel guilty about it. We will say it is ordained by God. Yeah, they are genetically inferior. Yeah. They're a bunch of ignorant hicks or whatnot have you. Whatever you need to believe yourself superior to them to make it right. To what you would not do to those that you consider your brothers. Because as long as you do not consider he or she your brother and your sister, you will feel entitled to do to them whatever you damn well please.
Yeah, because the first thing, if you degrade them and boil them down to animals, and then it's a lot easier.
It's a lot easier.
Dehumanization.
And here's the thing. It's a very, very, very human thing. Yeah, it's been around since the dawn of time. We can try to behave better around each other and not go that route. That's right at this point. That's the best we can do. But somewhere, it's going on. Slavery is still a thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just because it's not happening to me and him, don't mean it don't exist.
Well, it's still going strong.
There's probably more black people today in America who are working in involuntary servitude in prison than there ever were slaves.
The '93 crime bill made sure of that.
Yeah.
Well, the
13th Amendment,
left a loophole for
you lose your rights.
You lose, which is
but Reagan's did the war on drugs because he hated hippies and stuff like that.
No, he hated hippies.
And then then again,
about arresting leaders in hippie communities and black communities.
We are better than them. We are stronger. So we will take from them what should be granted to all of us. That's it. Stronger and weaker. That's all.
You started a drug war, and then you empowered you
top versus bottom, never left versus right. Once you believe in left versus right, you follow the game of the top.
So here's the thing. Again, I got to push back against this because for me, the further left that I consider myself, the more that I recognize like the ways that all these different issues like engage with people at the quote unquote top or the bottom, the people with power and the people without power. Like I'm understanding the dynamics of that, and I'm seeing more deeper, realistic conversations about those dynamics on the left than I'm seeing on the right.
Yeah, well, I will say this right here, right? So like. And I'll close out with this. Was it Bernie Frank and everything? He was the one actually helped write the Dodd-Frank Act, right?
Yes.
I think he was a part of it and everything, but he rolled back some protections to help the there was the bank that actually went under in California.
Wasn't he like on a board?
That's what I was going to admit. Yeah. He was on the board. So I don't care how gay he was. I don't care how much dick he sucked. He still sold out for money.
Right. He still sold out just as any white, blue-eyed Christian straight dude would.
So I'm telling you,
money talks.
Yeah.
And who has the money? The top.
Yeah. I don't care how corruption. I don't care how corrupt.
And 90% of CEOs are straight white men. So
yeah. But right. Look at a CEO like Tim Cook and everything. He might love, dudes and everything, but he still do the same thing every other CEO would do. So I don't care if you're a woman. I don't care if you're I don't care what color your skin is.
It's power.
Yeah, you still do the same thing every other CEO do because that's what a CEO does.
A CEO has power.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, but I think that it's in a world where we're going to have CEOs with that much power. Like I think it's probably better to get perspectives of people who are not generally represented in these positions. It's going to if we want a world where those people don't enforce the exact same things. I think what we need is more perspectives from people who are traditionally oppressed.
Yeah, but I want to unionize my gay cohort.
But here's the thing. It doesn't matter. You take someone from the bottom, you put them up there. Do you think they're going to change the culture? You think the culture is going to change them? The culture doesn't exist because it's white dudes. The culture exists because this is something that existed in every empire, regardless of skin color, regardless of religion. This is a human factor. It's not a political one. It's a human factor. Our politics be damned. The way we see the world be damned. Whether it's religion, you have people in religious communities who have power. They will take advantage of they'll take advantage of their flock. You have someone who's head of a corporation. He will take advantage of his workers. You have someone in government. He will take advantage of his constituency. Yeah. It's his power. The more power they have, and the more that they can get away with, the more they're going to do. And the problem is we're asking the people with power to take power away from them.
Yeah, and power corrupts. Anything you want to add before I end it?
Yeah. I think we talked a lot about like humanization, like understanding that like even the people who do the most evil things are human.
Yes.
And I think I've said this a lot before that like to me like the scariest thing about like the Nazis or anyone who in that kind of vein, the scariest thing about these people is that they're human. And is it humans can be driven to this kind of position, this severe level of othering others, or, othering other groups of people, and creating these scapegoats and whatever. And I think this is like the essence of fascism and the essence of like this otherization of groups of people, and to the benefit of that specific.
The thing of fascism,
there's a lot more to it.
That word gets thrown around too.
I know. I don't use it lightly. Although I do think Trumpism
it's not even that. Fascism didn't come to be an ideal until the mid-early 20th century.
Yeah, with Mussolini.
Yet, despite this has been going on.
Yeah,
fascism is a very specific thing. We brand people fascist for doing anything. Whether you think we say someone is a fascist for wanting to censor. We say someone is a fascist because they want to send a police. We call everybody a fascist.
But we call everybody a Nazi too.
Right now, I wasn't talking about calling any individual fascist.
No.
I was talking about like
fascism. It's a very. I always say this when people call Joe Biden a communist. I like. You need to shut up. He's not a communist.
God, I fucking wish.
He's not a communist. He's not a communist. There's nothing communist about Joe Biden.
Yeah, true that.
Because communism is a very specific philosophy.
Yeah.
Just as fascism.
I don't think they're the same kind of philosophy.
No. I never said they were different.
Let's have this next conversation. We should talk again.
Not that they're similar or anything like that. But each one is a very specific philosophy that when we just toss around there, we forget what philosophy is. And once you don't know what something is and you try to fight against it, you will lose.
Yeah, that's been fair. And folks, with that being said, we are out.
All right.